I guess the first thing that we're gonna start with is a Bowmaster. So let's start with Bowmaster. Actually, again, real quick, how this works is the 200 to 260. It's a score from 1 to 10 or 0 to 10. 200 to 260 is essentially what it means is early game experience on this game. 260 plus is basically what it means is like mid game experience in the game. Party bossing is mostly towards end game party bossing or grandest party bossing in particular. Solo bossing, and then the learning curve is not necessarily the mastery of the class or the skill ceiling. It's just how long does it take to get the ball rolling on the class. That's what that all means. All right, so 200 to 260 on... Oh, what were you going to say?
Discord overlay.
Oh, yeah.
Also, shout out to Max from Orange Mushroom Post.
Yep, shout out to Max from Orange Mushroom Post because that guy's website, we would be fucking lost without him, bro. Okay, so 200 to 260 experience on Bowmaster. I actually think it's pretty good. And the reason why I think it's pretty good is in particular with the bossing. So when you have your, I believe it's called Silhouette Mirage, the clones, your 4th V skill, it just helps you out a lot because all these like weird one-shot mechanics or like weird like things that just do most of your health for no reason, like you could just tank. And you could just tank a lot of shit on this class. So it makes it really, really like noob friendly. So I feel like a lot of people when they're like early into the game and you don't know too much about the game, it's fun to play Bowmaster because a lot of the shit is just very easy to understand and just kind of plays itself. Like even the burst rotation on the class, like you literally just press your buffs and hold down Hurricane. Like it's just very straightforward. And I feel like it makes early game bossing quite enjoyable. It even has lifesteal, obviously. But where I think it's not as good as other classes is in the mobbing, early game mobbing. Because although you do have arrow platter, I think jumping around and pressing arrow stream is kind of annoying. In my opinion, it's kind of annoying. I don't think it feels that good. You do have gritty gust, which is good. Like I think it's what, like 14, 15 second cooldown, I think. I don't think it's every wave. So
I think it's longer. It might be like 25
it's longer?
or something.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so it's definitely not every wave, so
15 seconds.
15? Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought it was. All good. So yeah, that's not up every wave. If it was up every wave, that show would be so good. But it's not. So that's where I would say it probably takes off some points is for early game training. But I think the bossing definitely helps it a lot. So if I were to give it a score, 7, 8, maybe 8, something like that. For Bowmaster early.
I'll say 7. It's just a generally smooth experience. No fault.
Yeah.
Even the mobbing part is like, unless like you're comparing to like the really high end mobbing classes, you're not gonna feel like you're shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I think in order for me to make it an 8, it would the mobbing would need to be like a lot better for 200 to 260 specifically. Because you're like mainly just like flash jump, arrow streaming. The farming is kind of like, it's very one-dimensional for like the wrong reasons too. I think Bowmaster kind of suffers from the same like criticism of Dawnware, where it's very straightforward. You can't really mess up playing this class. There's not too much like self-expression on this class that's available. And like it's just like a very like, it's a double-edged sword. Like you can pick it up and it's really easy, but as you play this class longer and longer, you might find yourself like kind of bored potentially because there isn't like too much you can do with it. So it's a very polarizing class where it's like very simple, easy to pick up, but that could be the downfall of it for other people too. But in terms of like the early game experience, yeah, like it's very straightforward experience. I think a solid 7 really just makes sense. Like there's nothing really inherently bad about it during this level bracket in terms of like the leveling experience and the bossing. It's just like a very, very straightforward, like vanilla, like basic.
Okay. I think we all agree around 7. That's fine. Okay, so 260 plus. Now, the thing with Bowmaster is I'm going to bring this up, but I also want to mention that this isn't going to be your experience the moment you hit Grandis. But eventually, when you get stronger, you can essentially hold down one button and farm on this class. All you would have to do is replace your summons. What'd you say?
Like stationary too. One button.
Yeah, you get to the point. You literally just hold down one button and stand in the same spot, and you're full clearing the whole map on this class, which is really, really nice. So it has like good training even throughout. And as you fund it more and more, the training is super brain dead. So you don't really have to worry about the training. I think, sure, like when you get to early Grandis maps, it could be a struggle, right? Because your arrow platter probably won't do as much damage. But as you keep funding it, it'll get easier and easier. Oh yeah, it's in the new mastery. That's true. But you still don't have a lot of hexa early. But it does make things easier these days, yeah. So I wouldn't really worry about the mobbing on this class.
Mastery is very cheap to get, and like if you just get like a couple levels into it, you're clearing the whole map.
Yeah, because it's a huge increase from 0 mastery to level 1. And then in terms of 260 plus bossing, so you know, H. Luwil, CTNE, maybe BM, but like, right? I think it actually does well in literally all of those bosses because it has lifesteal. In particular, it also has lifesteal in its burst, and it's a hurricane class, so you can move around on the class pretty well with having no delay. And it has a skill called what's the teleport skill called? Blink shot? I think it's called blink shot.
Yes.
So they have a skill called blink shot, which essentially what it does is you set a location on the map and you could teleport to that location anytime you want for 3 minutes, because that's how long it lasts. So you can reposition on this class really, really easily. Yo, Jay Flary, thank you, bro.
Yeah.
You can reposition really, really easily, and that's really valuable in things like Vihila, for example, or Darknell. Darknell is so important for positioning, so I think in all these like mid-tier bosses, it does really, really well. Also, the clones that I mentioned before, it makes it so that you could just tank a lot of shit. Lifesteal in particular on your burst when all the arrows are coming out. I've seen Bowmaster just basically be unkillable. You could also play White Aura and Black Mage, which is really, really good because you'll have a lot of bonus damage. The difference in damage from Black Curse and White Curse in BM P4 is 22% final damage. Like, that's a big damage increase compared to, like, I don't know, let's say you have a Night Lord in your party and they're perma Black Curse and only playing on burst. Like, you could be hitting the entire time. So I would say, like, the only reservations I have for 260 plus is its raw damage output just isn't too high. That's really all I could say. And because its raw damage output isn't too high, I can't really rank it higher than an 8. I'd probably say 7 to 8 I'm okay with.
I would say it's a 7.
The reason I put it, I say 7 and 8 and leaning towards 8 is because the mobbing truly carries, like truly carries.
Mm-hmm.
The mobbing is actually, like, the mobbing department is way too exceptional in this class, and plus all the fact that like even for bossing, it's not like your class is like bad at bossing just because of like the kit the class has. It's just that. And you wouldn't have to worry about, like, you know, like the execution of like a bossing clear. It's like as long as you meet the min damage requirement, you're clearing the boss. Like there's no fuck up.
Yeah, that's true. There's like no way you mess up anything on this class.
Yeah.
Okay, so I say 7. Phil says 8.
Oh, I said
27?
7 to it.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
I'm fine with 7.
Okay.
Yeah, 7 for me.
All right, let's talk about party bossing. So, Bowmaster is a 2-minute class, meaning that its big cooldowns come up every single 2 minutes. So, ideally, its best performing party would be a 2-minute party. But in reality, a lot of parties are 3-minute based because of how certain cooldowns work with Oz rings, domain, and what have you. So Bowmaster, I would say, kind of struggles in terms of party bossing.
Very much so.
Not only is its 2-minute burst and its damage in general not like super spectacular relative to everything else right now in the game, because it's also a 2-minute class, and on top of that, because its burst is long, it has a long burst, not like a super condensed burst, it just doesn't fit too well in the meta right now. Also, we kind of forgot to talk about its origin. Its origin is like whatever. It's like not even like it's nothing like too exceptional.
It's a mid one. It's not one of the shit ones. It's not one of the good ones. It's just mid.
Yeah, it's just mid. Like it just does its big damage and that's it. It fires down arrows for a little while and that's really it. Like the cutscene is short, which is really good, but it doesn't really matter. The overall damage output just isn't too crazy. So I would say in party bossing, 4.
Yeah, this is definitely one of those below average classes in
Like
party
it
boss.
just struggles, yeah.
The only saving grace is that your party member knows that you're not gonna fuck up mechanics.
Yeah.
Like for all the bosses that we have nowadays, I think it's very hard for this class to fuck up mechanics. Even like if you're out of position, you have like an instant like oh shit button to reposition yourself. And like you have 3 lives, so and life steal.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, this class is kind of like just there along for the ride. Like this is
It's one of those classes that have very, 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 very high floor and very, 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 very low ceiling.
Yeah, the problem with Bowmaster is like what slot does it fill up in the party, right? Like it takes a DPS slot, but it barely offers any support, right? Like you have sharp eyes, like that's it. You know what I mean? Like half of the bosses run, you're gonna be fucking using Wild Hunter anyways, Wild Hunter sharp eyes. So it's not like it's really anything special. And then in the future we get the potion, so it's like 15 minutes of the boss. You can't even use sharp eyes regardless. So it takes up a DPS slot, but its damage isn't even there relative to almost all the other DPS classes. And it's 2-minute with a longish burst. So like it's just not optimal for party bossing. So I would say 4.
Sure.
I think a 4 makes sense. Like I think just the fact that it's reliable and that you don't necessarily like your burst setup is literally reliable. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You put down your little platter. You know, you start holding down your hurricane. Like it's also a hurricane. It doesn't restrict your movement either. Like you just let go immediately. It doesn't lock your move speed, as far as I know. Like Corsair did. Like while you're bursting, you also have I don't know if you mentioned this or not, but while you're bursting, your cartridges or whatever, you get the lifesteal and the bonus magic damage arrows too at the same time. It's not like you have to select.
Yeah, cartridge is Marksman though. I think you're thinking of Arrow Barrage, the orange one.
No,
yeah,
he's
Arrow
talking
Barrage.
About flaming arrows. I think he's talking about the flaming arrows.
Yeah.
It's whatever arrow that allows you to just have both of them.
One.
Like you're life stealing and you're getting like the bonus damage.
Yeah.
It both get applied while you're bursting. But yeah, it's just very like it's I don't know. It just exists. It just kind of exists. I think 4 just makes sense for me.
Okay.
Sure.
Now I think this class is way better for solo bossing. Obviously, we talked about this a bit earlier, but I think its kit is really, really good. In particular for solo bossing, it is a 2-minute class, so you do have cooldowns coming up all the time, which is really good for solo bossing because you don't want to. How do I explain this? But basically, if you're a 3-minute class and you have to, and you're really dependent on your burst. You have to burst it multiple times. Let's say there's like 15% left in the boss. Because you're a 3-minute class, like you're still gonna have to wait for that big 3-minute burst just to burst out that tiny bit left. But if you're a 2-minute class, like your burst will come up a lot faster. And even if there's only a little bit of HP, your DPS is probably higher. So like, it's really, really good for solo bossing that way.
DPS on this class is really bad. Like, really bad.
Oh, really? Like off,
Yeah, if you don't have your V-skill up, this class does practically no damage.
I see. Okay. Is it like Archibad?
Close, but like, I mean, the ring of arrow just lasts longer, right?
Yeah, it lasts for a minute.
Yeah.
Anyways, so I think it's still really a lot better for solo bossing because you don't have to worry about, because a lot of the reason why it struggles in party bossing is just because it doesn't fit into a party that easily, especially in today's meta. It'll get better with like X Lotus and Limbo in the future, but yeah, since none of that you have to worry about it in solo bossing, then it just does a lot better. But at the end of the day, its raw damage output still isn't super high, so I can't even give it solo bossing too high either. So I'd say 6 or 7 I'm okay with.
I think
I'm okay with that.
I think I would probably just lean towards like a 7. I think because it's so simple, that your burst setup is very straightforward, that you have a set location that you can TP back to always, right? It also lasts a long time too. You don't have to refresh it like every 30 seconds. Like you can put it down and like I think it lasts there for like 2 minutes maybe. I think.
What, arrow platter?
No, the TP.
Oh, it lasts for 3 minutes.
It lasts for 3 minutes, yeah. So even better, right? Like I'm imagining myself like, you know, you're playing Bowmaster and you're in a Dark Null solo. Like it's kind of ass because the minions are gonna tank your arrow platter, right? Kind of. But yeah, I think you can kind of get around that if you're arcing it a little bit higher, or just not. As long as it's not point blank, it's kind of whatever. But like you have a Mirage Silhouette to tank any like damage that you weren't expecting. Like maybe you get hit by a pirate hero combo or something. That normally a lot of people would just die in a situation unless they're topped off, but you would just lose a homie for that, right? Instead.
Yeah.
Like it's just a really safe and consistent bosser, and because it's like really easy to play, you can just really focus on mechanics. Like you don't have to greed for damage because, you know, like there's not really much of a difference if you greed or don't greed, honestly.
Yeah.
I think because it's like a very solid class and solo play, like I would have to put it just 7, leaning towards 7, then I would 6.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
We're gonna bump it down later.
It's funny. All right.
I mean, yeah, we got to set like a reference point on our first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Learning curve. I mean, this might be the first 0. I think this might be the easiest class in the whole game, straight up.
I think even if you didn't read your skills, and you're not even using like lifesteal arrows or magic arrows, like you might not even notice.
I think.
Like
I think literally you could, as long as you hold down Hurricane and you literally just button mash your keyboard, it won't even be that far from optimal. I'm not even trolling. Like you're holding down Hurricane and you're just spamming every other key on your keyboard, like you'll be fine.
Bro, unless you're physically facing your character in the opposite direction, there's no way to not do optimal damage on this class.
Yo, even if you're facing the wrong direction, you're like arrows that shit out of you will just auto seek the boss.
Yo, foolproof.
Oh, we're not doing a tier list. We're just doing an analysis of the classes.
So yeah, this is 0. This is literally hard 0 for me.
I think it's the first 0. I think it might be the easiest class in the whole game, straight up. This or Wind Archer, one or the other.
Yeah.
I agree.
Okay.
Agreed.
What do we think of its origin?
Cool. They definitely didn't put a lot of effort into it though.
They
regardless, it's not bad.
They kind of put like the maximum effort into making it minimal. I feel like.
True.
like the cutscene's kind of whatever, and then like when it's doing like the after damage, because it's a buff, right? Like for the next 30 seconds, like it's a rain of arrows. Like you're the bottom of your screen, like the borders are kind of like they kind of flash blue for a second because you know arrows are raining down.
Yeah,
it's kind of a mid, like I would say like it's kind of a pretty ass origin, honestly.
Looks like a Quincy skill.
it does look like a
Like
Quincy skill. You know what I find weird about it is like, who the hell is this archer shooting? Like all the arrows are going up, but they seem like they're coming back down. Like is it just shooting itself? Is she hitting herself? Like where are those arrows going? You know what I mean? Feels like they just go up and then back down. Yeah, this shit doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, I think this one's mid as fuck, to be honest.
Quite mid, like quite mid.
It's funny. All right, let's continue. Marksman, the other archer.
Bro,
What's
okay.
what's happening here? So we've been analyzing all the jobs. We did warriors so far. We did pirates. The videos are on YouTube, and now today we're doing archers. And now we're on marksman. Okay, 200 to 260 on marksman. I mean, I just think it's just superior to Bowmaster in almost every way. So I think
200 to 260.
Yeah, I do.
Slightly more annoying because of attack speed.
That's true. That's true. But I think
No.
I feel like the training is better, straight up.
It
and
is
also
better early game.
and it feels
The training
better.
is better.
Like split shot is so good. And then also for bossing, like I think Bowmaster has a better kit, but you have a low cooldown iframe on this class, 60-second cooldown iframe. That does a lot of damage. So like I feel like that makes up for it. So I think like we gave this 7. I mean, it's probably at least the same to me. But basically, I mean, just to give it its fair time, basically how marksman works is you have 2 skills. You have snipe and you have the mobbing one, piercing shot. I just remembered. You have snipe and piercing shot. So how it works is every 3rd attack, those skills become empowered. So if you're just holding down snipe, you get like a big one after 3. And same with piercing shot. And it's really straightforward. Like you just hold down snipe for bossing, you hold down piercing shot for mobbing, and then you, for your 5th drop skills, you have essentially 2 skills that really matter. You have split shot and you have cartridge. Split shot makes it so that your arrows have like a cone effect to them, so it hits really wide for like I believe 72 seconds it lasts the buff. And then the cartridges, how it works is you just spam the button and 8 like nukes come out and do like a fuck ton of damage. And that's literally how this class works. It's very straightforward. But like Phil said, because it's not a hurricane class and it does need attack speed in her, you might feel early on that like it feels weird. But once you get attack speed and green pot and everything, it feels really good. Yo, number 1 calling me and thank you, bro. We're analyzing all the jobs right now.
Yeah, it feels better.
Oh yeah, it definitely feels just way better. It just definitely feels way better. Yeah.
I'll say I'm okay with a 7, but to put like anything at like a A score, I'm looking for more, you know?
Yeah, I agree. That's why I said like I think it could be the same as Bowmaster, but I think it's better than Bowmaster. But in terms of score, it's probably the same.
Yeah. I'm cool with that.
Yeah, for 200 260, I think it's just a coin toss of which one's better. I think that's kind of more of like a personal preference. Because some people might put more value on the fact that you have a target dummy. Right? That definitely like simplifies a lot of things.
Oh my god, I completely forgot about that.
Yeah.
But also like the attack speed thing is a big issue. It's a really big one. Like I have a marksman boss meal that just does like I do party CTN Lubo, and I also just slow H loads on it. And I have a very specific playstyle where I'm always greeting for extra hits. Like I'm always trying to dodge last second. But it's almost impossible to do that on
No,
marksman.
that doesn't work on that class.
Yeah, exactly. It's like complete opposite of how I play the game, so it just feels really awkward. I find myself dying a lot when I normally wouldn't, because it just feels like, you know what it feels like? It's like I'm playing Lux. Every time I cast a spell, I'm just
Funny.
fucking frozen. I just
Yeah.
can't move, right? Whereas like, you know, if you're playing Ezreal, you know, your animations are super short, you can start moving right away, right?
Yeah.
Like Marksman, you're always just like self-stunned every time you cast anything. That's true for a lot of classes, but for Marksman, even at attack speed 10, I just feel like I'm always just getting caught out. Getting hit by debris when I shouldn't be, or getting tagged by Dark Knell E-bosses. Like I actually just have to be more patient when I play on this class. Whereas for Bowmaster, because you're playing Hurricane class, you can just let go and duck, or let go and flash jump right away. Like Marksman, you definitely have to be more mindful of just holding down your attack key.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. The dummy is nice though. They have a skill called Arrow Illusion, I think. And basically you place it down and it just makes the boss, certain bosses, target that Arrow Illusion only, and they don't even hit you the entire time. So a lot of Marksman bossing in the early game in particular, like let's say Lotus for example, or Queen, you can literally just put that shit down in the corner and the boss will just hit it the entire time and you're just attacking it for free with no consequences. So I feel like that's really, really good. But it's very important to mention that that shit does not last and it does not work on like Saren for example.
It does.
Oh, it does? Oh my god, I thought it
does.
didn't work. What the fuck?
It does.
Yeah,
No,
never mind. This class is broken.
It lasts 30 seconds and
Never mind, bro.
it dies. And also it's solo play only.
Marksman was one of the very early classes to solo a Saren on review.
Yeah,
on
well,
our server.
never mind, bro. This class
Only
is fucking
non-mage.
broken, bro. This class is broken as hell.
Non-Demon Slayer, non-mage.
Yo, thank you, Dandy. This class is broken as hell. Dude. Yeah, I think it's still getting a 7, though.
Yeah.
I think it's a 7.
Alright, let's talk about 260 plus on Marksman. So, let's talk about Marksman's training. Marksman's training is really good, even at 260 plus. Even early, with very low hexa. Because it hits really hard. With its piercing shot and split shot. Hits really, really hard, so it's really good. So even because 260 plus training, all it really boils down to is getting to Odium. That's like the only time where there's like variance in training. But by the time you're in Odium, like, or maybe even earlier than that, you're gonna have enough hexa to have Soul Janus and your masteries to a decent level and your 5th job skills decent level. It's like you're just gonna be full clearing the map by the time you're in Odium. So like, even in that early stages of 260 plus training, it's really good, which is a big bonus for it, I feel. In terms of its origin, because you unlock your 6th job origin, this shit is dog shit. Unless you animation cancel it. Which you can do, by the way. You can do that. Don't let these people fool you. You can do that still. How do you do it? I actually don't know how you do it. But it's possible. And by animation cancel, I mean like it literally like just doesn't play, bro. Because its origin cutscene is so long, but if you animation cancel it, like it's just like for like one fucking frame, and then like you get all the damage off and you're good. But like honestly, if you didn't animation cancel it, the shit would be like unusable. Like it'd be so ass. And then if we want to talk about their masteries, unfortunately their 2nd mastery didn't do shit. Like they essentially only have 1 mastery. The first one they got was Snipe, which is their main boss skill. Second one they got was Piercing Shot, which is their main mobbing skill. But for Piercing Shot, they added a sprinkle of snipe damage on top of it. So I believe Marksman got one of the lowest amount of FD from their 2nd mastery, like 2 FD or some 2 to 4 FD or some shit like that. So it's like not that, it's like fucking ass. But in terms of 260 plus bossing, Darknell, Gloom, Vihilla, Luwil, maybe BM. I think it does fine in all of these bosses. It has a very similar movement to Bowmaster, but because Bowmaster is not a hurricane, or because Marksman is not a hurricane class like Bowmaster, like Tommy mentioned, you definitely have to be more aware of, you know, whenever you press your skill, you're going to be stuck in place just for a tiny bit. But I think it's something you can get used to by this point, and it's not really like too big of a deal. You still have your arrow illusion, which definitely helps in certain bosses. Does it help in like Vihila or Darknell, for example?
Yeah, Darknell is kind of whatever. It has some value, but Vihila, yes, because I'm pretty sure the corpses.
Oh, they all just go to it? Oh, wow.
I mean, not even just that. Like, if you put it on the corpses, when they respawn, it'll just die again. So
it's like Dark Flare. Okay.
Yeah.
I see.
But about the origin cancel, I'm pretty sure the cutscene still plays, but you can just keep using your snipe.
Oh,
yeah, you're watching the animation while you're sniping, basically.
Bro, y'all really let me explain that shit, and then whatever, bro.
Yo, they didn't want to interrupt you, man.
Okay, all good, all good. I thought it just goes away. Isn't that how the Dawn Warrior one works? Doesn't the Dawn Warrior one just go away?
Really? They still play. Yeah, you can just still attack. But they're playing in the background though. Well, you're attacking.
I didn't even... Oh wow. Okay.
In the background, but.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, real quick, control R on Discord to refresh it. I think your memory leaking.
Oh, my shit's fucked.
Yeah, just do a quick.
You went choppy for a bit. Hello?
Hello?
Alright, yeah.
Are we back?
Dude, my overlay is fucked now. Okay, I think it's good.
It'll fix itself.
Yeah.
But yeah, for the bossing experience, solo, it's alright. When you were talking about like the iframe being low cooldown and does a lot of damage, it's not like a trick blade situation or like
no, it's not like trick blade. No. It's a 1 minute cooldown.
Yeah,
it's like Hitakiri Strike.
You want to use it for damage.
Yeah.
It does too much damage for you to want to just save it as an iframe. Maybe as like a baby boss meal, like it's whatever, you know. But like in like party play or solo play, like you ideally want to just use it off cooldown. Because if you use it as a throwaway iframe, then it's just going to be desynced from your big bursts, where you have your vicious shot and whatnot.
Yeah, that's true. But at the end of the day, it's still an iframe though. Like, it's still good. Like you're still iframed every minute, basically, which is really good. I'd probably give it the same thing, like a 7 or something for 260 plus. It has the same. It's essentially the same as Bowmaster. Like, it's pretty good at like all of this stuff. Training. I think Bowmaster's better for training because you could just one button.
Way better.
But like the bossing is fine on this. It's all fine at everything. So I'd give it like a 7.
The training's like not way better. Like, okay, so the training.
Different big points.
Isn't worse than Bowmaster in a way that like it can't get the same rates. It's just that Bowmaster is like literally no effort, right?
Yeah.
And it's like really hard to compete with that.
There's just different breakpoints. Like for Bowmaster, like depending on how strong you are, like level 1 Dusk farming will be just good enough. Whereas for Marksman, like you might want to be at least level 10 Soul Janus using like the 2 Dawn Balls, right? There's just different breakpoints. Like for the 200 to 260 leveling, I feel like Bowmaster is probably like even with Marksman. I feel like Marksman might have a better time because their mobbing skill just hits harder and it's longer range. And you have split shot, right? Or like for the 260 plus, when you're in Grandness, like that's where in the end they're pretty much equal. If you have max Soul Janus, like they're gonna get the same rates. But there will be breakpoints where Bowmaster feels better to farm on because you don't need level 10. Like level 1 Dusk is probably just enough for you to clear the full map with double platter and Earth Fountain and guided arrow going everywhere. Whereas for Marksman, it's like you're probably just like, a Dawn gamer, and there's maybe less map options until you get more levels into it.
Okay, so
Yeah, I think I was too fixated on the ultimate and like end state of how the mobbing looks like on both of these classes.
mm-hmm.
They're basically just like basic vanilla functional like mobbing, like nothing really too
True.
bad or too crazy about it. Like
Yeah.
they reach the same like climax of what is good mobbing and just from naturally hitting level 30 Janus and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
True.
But yeah, I think it's just another solid 7, just like Bowmaster.
Okay. All right, party bossing. So this actually has a lot of the same issues as Bowmaster. Like, not only does it have a 2-minute timer, its raw damage output isn't too high. That's another thing. Its burst also lasts for a long time. Yes, you have your cartridges and your iframe that do like pretty good damage. But at the end of the day, your split shot lasts 72 seconds. Like, you're gonna be wanting to sweat the split shot the entire time. Which is a very long time. Like 72 seconds. Like, imagine hitting Kalos straight for 72 seconds the entire time on like a prog party. On a class that doesn't have crazy mobility. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you're just not gonna have crazy damage uptime, and it's not gonna be. It's just not gonna be that great of an experience. Now it is good that it has a lot of front-loaded burst with the cartridges and the iframe. So like that's really good for FD stacking. It's better than Bowmaster in the sense, but it's still not like ideal for party settings. So I'd give it maybe 1 higher than Bowmaster, like a 5.
Yeah, I think either if we're talking about like Origin Burst and Origin Roar Burst and non-Origin Roar Burst, this class is all both like a notch higher than Bowmaster.
Yeah.
Just because of the damage distribution.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly,
but if we're talking about 30 to 40 seconds, these two classes are probably even. I wouldn't even be surprised if Bowmaster is slightly higher.
Yeah.
Yes.
But like if we're just talking about like 10 to 15 seconds, then yeah, this is very front-loaded.
Mm-hmm. And I would give it the edge because it's more front-loaded.
Yeah. Yeah, we can go with the 5.
I feel like I agree with the 5, but I think because like Bowmaster is like the fire arrow thing, where it's basically like throw blasting, right? You have like X amount of arrows.
And it's a very bad throw blasting. It has a set internal cooldown. It's really bad. Like if you're not hitting the boss for like 3 to 4 seconds, you're not finishing all of your arrows.
Yeah, like you need to be hitting it the whole time. It's just worse than throw blasting.
How long does it take to resolve all of the charges?
You need to be hitting the full 40 seconds for it to actually get all the charges out.
What?
It's 30 seconds.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Oh, 30 seconds.
Okay.
It's quite bad.
Yeah. Okay. Because I was like under the impression that if Bowmaster didn't take that long to do all of the bombs, the arrow bombs, then it probably wouldn't be that far off from Marksman in terms of what is front loaded. But if uptime is that important, then I can see why Marksman pulls ahead naturally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like even disregarding the origin cancel, I'm pretty sure like the Marksman origin actually does a pretty decent amount of damage for how long the cutscene is, but like it could be more.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think once the cutscene ends, you basically have to bind it like maybe a second later.
Yeah, it's an 8-second cutscene. The longest tier.
Yeah. I hate those origins.
Me too. Yeah, we can go with the 5.
Yeah, it's a 5.
Okay. All right, solo bossing, very similar to Bowmaster in a sense, where because a lot of its issues are centered around not lining up with party and stuff like that, you obviously don't have a lot of these issues in solo bossing. Your arrow illusion actually works in solo bossing, so that's like a huge bonus. Even with familiars, so it's like a really huge bonus. So like that just makes it way better. What did we give Bowmaster? 7. I mean, I think it just has to be higher than Bowmaster. Okay, this is. No. I think we have to knock Bowmaster down.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was saying.
Because I'm not comfortable giving it an 8. That's why.
Yeah, because this is 7 in my mind.
I honestly feel like both of their solo bossing capabilities are just like the same. I don't think one's like really worse than the other, and one's really that much better than the other. Like, yes, there's arrow illusion to kind of like put the conversation, but I feel like at the same time, like the arrow illusion doesn't have value in every single boss.
My typical experience though, just because the discrepancy between like the bursts on these two classes, I have both of them at basically the same strength. I think we can safely define Marksman as 2-minute burst class, but Bowmaster is on the edge, and a lot of times, even when they're like about like the same strength, typically Bowmaster hits that breakpoint of being able to get out of boss faster earlier than Marksman can hit that breakpoint earlier than Bowmaster, just because of it's just more front-loaded origin burst and more front-loaded non-origin burst. Because like damage uptime is even bigger requirement on Bowmaster than Marksman. That's why, basically.
Yeah. I think it definitely has an edge over Bowmaster in terms of solo bossing. Just a little one though. I personally think, like, I think everything Phil said is valid, but I think it's because of the arrow illusion. Like, I think that can't be understated. Like, that's a whole like mechanic that Bowmaster just doesn't have. Like, straight up.
Not only uptime is a bigger requirement for Bowmaster, it's also easier to achieve for Marksman. So it's hard. It's a high requirement. Uptime is a high requirement on Bowmaster, and it's harder to achieve than on Bowmaster than Marksman.
I think Bowmaster has better survivability though. Like, that's definitely a really good thing for Bowmaster, but I would value the air illusion and the damage distribution on Marksman higher than that.
Okay.
Yeah, so like I would move this down and then change this to 7.
Agreed.
Okay.
All right, learning curve. I mean, honestly, this is probably like a 1. Maybe it's just slightly harder to learn than
I put it at 0
than Bowmaster. The only reason it's slightly harder to learn is like you're gonna press your cartridges and be like, nothing happened.
Yeah.
That's it.
Also, that 1 point is for reading skills.
Yeah.
I think it's a 1.
Okay.
I hate that it doesn't default to 10, man. It's probably a way to do it. Okay, now, what do we think of its origin? I think the origin looks really cool, but it's so long.
Yeah, it is long. I think they didn't do this class justice on the character illustration. Like, if this character looked cooler, this origin would be much cooler.
Dude, he called her ugly, bruh.
No, actually, yeah, go ahead.
It's fucked up.
No, it's because her hairstyle and the hat is just not it. Like, that shit is not it for me.
I agree, actually. I don't think the hairstyle matches with the hat.
Yeah.
Like, where's the ponytail coming out of?
Yeah, exactly. I mean that like small triangle head, like shaped head, doesn't work with ponytail.
Yep.
My critique for this origin is that who stands like that? They shoot a crossbow like that. You know what I mean? Like,
dude, she has like the craziest forearm strength, like god tier, like no recoil, like she's not gonna feel it.
I think it would be way cooler if in this animation she just had like a big ass like alchemy circle like looking crossbow, like a magic crossbow, and she's like either like proned, like
she's
a sniper.
proned.
Yeah, she's prone like a sniper, and she just lets go of a fucking like
you guys know what
arrow type shit, dude. You know?
This is like too like Stone Age.
Like she's just so nonchalant. True. Like it just pisses me off. Like
she's concentrating.
Also, another thing is that what she's holding is a hand crossbow. That is not a crossbow.
Bro, actually you're right. Crossbow. That's not even like a full-size crossbow. That's just like a small mini hand crossbow. Crossbows are like Vane's back crossbow.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like it's small. Like imagine like, she had just a big ass fucking crossbow.
Dude, she's supposed to. Yeah, she's like Vane.
I'm saying this right now. She stole it from Merc.
That's true. She stole one of Merc's crossbows. Also, there's no link for this because there's spoilers if you have a link. Like we have a master sheet that has like rough scores of like what we think. And then also you'll get the link at the end though. Like you'll get the link when we're done. Yeah, honestly, you guys bring up good points. I think it's cool that she's in it versus a lot of Origins don't have their character in it. But I think she could have been designed better, and that the fact that she has a tiny crossbow is just so lame. That one frame where like you see her like fully standing there, like right now, like that, bro, she looks so weird there.
Yeah, her other hand, the crossbow needs to be bigger, and her other hand needs to be like holding the crossbow on the front end.
Yeah, she's using it like to hold her like forearm or something. Like why the fuck is it rested there? She's using her other hand as like a scope. Like why are you using your hand as a scope?
No, she's using the other hand as a stabilizer for her like.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, it's actually just a stabilizer. Yeah, which is crazy. Like you could have just gone prone and the floor is the stabilizer. Like I know her hand is shaking. I know it's shaking. Like I know it is.
She ain't got upper body strength like that.
I know it's shaking.
General concept, good. Execution, terrible.
Bro, concept is good. I agree. The concept is good.
I think we've talked about this origin animation more than any other one.
Yeah, that's just how much.
Everything in the animation is good except for the character part. Like the skill, like the big like skill aim, like target.
Yeah, the big crosshair and shit.
Cool. Yeah.
Bro, I swear we talked about this more than the learning curve. All good.
All good.
All right, let's move on to PF. The best archer out of the 3 Explorer archers.
Yep.
Now, 0 to 260 on PF. So good. I think it's so good.
I think it's significantly better than the other 2.
It's so good. This is one of the best 0 to 260. Straight up. Like, not only does your... Yeah, 0 to 260, yeah. Or 200 to 260, whatever, bro. Like, it's so good.
Right, even
like
0 to 260, like
yeah.
Creating a character till the end. This is like the same thing like Tommy talked about 2 days ago, like AB. This class just feels good to play.
Yeah, it does. It literally just feels good.
You just be spamming macro on mobs and it just feels good. For no reason.
Yeah. By the way, I just want to make it very explicitly clear when Phil's saying macro, he's talking about using Cardinal Deluge and what's the other one? Deluge
burst.
And Deluge and burst. Yeah, he's using Deluge and burst in the in-game macro together, which is how you do your main mobbing on this class, and it feels really good. Like, not only does it just feel good, it feels strong. The sound is nice too, right? Like, it just feels really good to mob on this class. And like, you know what's crazy is Bowmaster is very similar, right? You're jumping around and using arrow stream, but when you're doing it on Pathfinder, it feels way better. Like it's like the same thing, but it feels way better.
Way better.
So that actually like amplifies the experience a lot on this class. So if you also, let's talk about early game bossing, dude. I mean, we're gonna talk about this later, but the torrent skill is so OP. Like their V skill torrent, or not as a V skill. I think it's a third job skill. What am I saying?
Yeah, that's way cool.
It's so good. Yeah. It's an instant reposition teleport, and I think you have like 4 charges of it, or maybe 7. I don't remember. 6?
I think it's 6. Is it 6?
Yeah, you have a bunch of charges of it. and it's really, really, really good. So like early clears of like Lotus and Damien, early clears of like fucking random ass bosses like I don't know, even like a Akechi, for example. This class has super stance with triple impact. Like stuff like that feels really good. 5 charges, okay.
Yep.
So I think it's super, super good early game, super beginner friendly as well. It's nothing too complicated. It's something more complicated than the other ones, but it's not too complicated because you do have all the different 3 like rune types or whatever the fuck they're called. But that's like not that. Yeah, you could literally like lock it now, right? So it's like not that big of a deal. So I would say like 8 to 9, minimum 8. I would say on this class, I'd lean towards 9 for 200 260. Like it's really, really good early.
Yeah. I'm fine with both 8 and 9 actually.
I think it's a fucking 9, dude.
Yeah,
okay,
that's fine.
9.
Cause like you have the tornadoes, the big tornado, and then you can change that. There's that one skill that's like modular, by the way.
Obsidian barrier. Oh wait, no.
No,
talking about
when it's like in the yellow form, it just has like a bunch of them around the map, and if you shoot it, it reacts and
that's their
reaction.
Yeah. That's their 4th V. That's their 4th V. Yeah.
That skill's
the yellow
so
one's
good
like
for
their mobbing one. Yeah.
I
it's
don't
like
know
3
what the uptime
summons.
is like. Yeah, I don't know
It's
what
not
the uptime is
100%.
like, but it just feels really good to use that when you're mobbing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, that's a big part of your mobbing. I think that rotating with something else can cover up. Like I don't remember exactly.
You don't even need that skill to full clear early maps though. Like straight up, you could do it before the 4th V even came out. Even the swarm shot, like that really tiny like arrow that comes out, then splits into like a bunch of arrows. Like that one hits a lot of mobs.
Yeah.
And then you have the I forgot what the skill is called, but it's kind of like a AoE around you. Not
it's
not
the hyper.
I think it's the hyper. It's like depending on the color, it changes size, right? The blue one's like the big one, and it's a bunch of like squigglies around you.
It's
you know what I'm talking about?
It's like
that skill's really good.
Gusty
Combo
Dad,
assault,
really.
yeah. Combo assault, yeah.
Yeah.
That skill's really good. Really good for mobbing. This class also has super high status resist. That's worth mentioning. Super high status resist, which means that little things like, I don't know, Siva rock falling on your head, like you're just gonna shrug that shit off, so it feels really good early game.
I think all the Explorer archers have really high.
No. The other two.
No, they don't.
The way that Marksman works is just Marksman has 1 extra will.
Oh yeah, it has 3 wills. Yeah.
And I don't know, like Bowmaster is that shit is unkillable. Passively unkillable.
I'm gonna give it a 9.
Yeah.
Alright, let's talk about 260 plus. I mean, I think it's still good 260 plus, but you know, relative to all the other classes, like it just becomes more normalized. Like a lot of the things that made it special, the other classes also have that, right? Easy to one-shot with, and its mastery hits like fucking 4 platforms, like it's fucking enormous.
Oh.
What were we gonna say?
Hexa Cardinal Burst is literally like 0 cooldown, full FMA.
Yeah, its mobbing skill is like huge. So 260 plus training is really, really easy on Pathfinder. So you shouldn't have to worry about it at all. Even early 260 levels, like it's good at mobbing. It has a lot of options. Even if your Cardinal Burst just doesn't one-shot, you still have Combo Assault. It has super low cooldown. A lot of these skills, their cooldown gets lowered every time you're using your macro, swapping between the relics or the runes, whatever they're called. Your cooldowns get lower and lower, so it's like it's really easy to one-shot with this class. So I wouldn't necessarily worry about that. 260 plus bossing, H. Will, C10, stuff like that. Your torrent is so good because a lot of these bosses, it's very important to maybe get some air stall, maybe reposition really quickly, and the fact that you have an instant teleport at any position, it's just massive. Like it's so good.
Yep.
You even have a little bit of air stall with triple impact as well.
Yes. That too.
You have your turret, your hyper skill turret that you can place down. There's just a lot of shit. like on this class. You have a lot of you have a lot of options basically.
Oh, they've also changed the way that torrent works. Now it's like a full teleport.
Yeah, it's just straight up a teleport. It's not like you have to be in front of something.
Pro tip: you can up torrent in Black Mage P3 snowball and go through a snowball.
Yeah, you could do that. Yeah, so 260 plus bossing, I don't think it's really bad at anything. Like, I think it's fine in all of these mid-tier bosses as well. I actually think it's pretty good in all these bosses as well. Yeah, neutral super stance is also neutral torrent is also super stance. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Having high status resist, obviously really good. Makes your curses last less long. You have like white curse when you're learning BM and shit. Little things like that like make the class just really nice to play.
Yeah.
I think a lot of these are because the class is newer. Well, I mean technically the other ones did get revamped too, but this one I just think of it as still newer. At
yeah,
this
I mean
point,
this is like a newly designed class that had its own patch and everything. Whereas like all the explorers, yes, they're modern, but they're like, you know, also like 15 of them, like 13 of them in the same patch, and most of them didn't even change.
Yeah, DB.
Yeah.
Really weak found in Janus though. Yeah, but your mobbing skill like hits the whole map anyways. Who cares?
Yep.
I'd say 8 for this. 260 plus.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Okay. Party bossing. So, unlike the other two archers, this one's actually a lot better in party bossing. Although it does have the 2-minute cooldown, right? 2-minute timer. Because it offers... Yeah, because it has better burst, better condensed burst as well, right? The NATO, I think they condensed it a lot these days, so it doesn't last that long. It does. Yeah, it's a lot shorter. And it also has Obsidian Barrier, which gives a lot of crit damage. And I think damage reduction too. So it's just way better in a party than the other two. Like it offers some support and it has condensed bursts. And it's not like the condensed burst does no damage too. It does good damage too.
Oh yeah, this has good burst. It's a good burst class. I think this is like the amount of burst that okay, so even if you play this in a 3-minute class, 3-minute comp, its own burst is almost good enough, and with the support it provides added on, you can treat this as a just like a good solid 3-minute burst. It holds up.
So I mean, or do you have anything to say, Tommy, or no?
Honestly, I don't know too much about Pathfinder's bossing. I just know that it gives you like the crit damage barrier for everyone. It does appear to be like a more condensed burst class compared to Marksman and Bowmaster. But I feel like it's just I don't know if the burst setup is difficult or anything like that.
No, it's really easy.
Okay, I feel like it seems like it's still a pretty straightforward class. Just a little bit more reading on like a gauge and how that gauge interacts with your skills.
Yeah.
But I for party bossing, it still is a 2-minute class. I don't know.
Yeah, it's still 2 minutes, so it's not super ideal in all comps. Yeah.
It's just like my perception of this class is just kind of a bit skewed because I've seen what like life can do on it, right? I keep hearing that like Pathfinder is mid this, mid that, not that great, but then I see like okay, life's able to do these things, so it's like
yeah, but they're comparing to like whenever people say that shit, they're just comparing to like Nightwalker. You know what I mean? It's like it's not like genuine
also, the other
criticism.
The other issue is that this is like one of the newer classes that came out when there was a huge influx into the game, and this was like honestly, for the recent new classes they've released, this is the easiest one, by far the easiest one. So there's the most amount of new players that pick the new class stick around this class.
Yeah,
so
100%.
You hear a lot of those noise saying this class is mid from those type of players. Because it has a large, it's any class with large player base basically. You just have like massive opinions like that.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I don't think this class's party bossing is like bad or anything. I also don't think it's like really amazing either. I think just because it has condensed burst, that's probably got the best thing going for it.
Yeah, it has. I mean, the thing is like
Condensed burst and 27% crit damage for the entire party.
yeah,
That's
condensed burst with support is like, you know, those are good attributes to have in a party. Well, obviously it's 2 minutes, so it is cucked in that sense. So like, you know, I would not give it something higher than 8. I'd probably give it a 7.
I put 7 to 8. I'm fine with either one of them. Well, I can see argument for both of them. I think the reason I say it well, yeah. The reason it can fluctuate between 7 to 8 is because that possibility of archer synergy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You do have that option.
Because this is if you're building a party with Shade, then this is one of the best classes to include in the party. Because
definitely.
It is an archer it is a bursty archer.
And it hits 2 targets. All of its attacks.
Yeah, it's a bursty archer that can benefit from the 10-second split. And obviously, the fact that it's an archer, it benefits from Spriggy, and it's an archer that also provides for the party. So if you're building synergy around it. So yeah, I'm fine with either 7 or 8.
Did we talk about the origin?
Yeah, the origin is a 30-second buff.
I see. So like, is this one of those origins that you roar with it, or you need to roar 5?
I think you cast. Well, I don't think it needs roar 5 in the sense that like how Hero needs a roar 5, for example. Like, you know how big that roar 5 is, but it's just that like it's a normal class that has a requirement on roar 5. It's also not one of those classes that doesn't need roar 5. It's type case.
I'm just wondering if it's like, is the cutscene strong enough for you to use roar with it, or if you use roar after the cutscene ends?
That I do not remember.
Okay, you don't need roar to use this, or you don't need roar 5 to use the origin within the roar. Like everything will.
Yeah, because
will work.
I mean,
even in roar 4.
I mean, because NATO is only 10 seconds, and then you put it down, put that down before you cast your origin. I believe that's how it works.
I see. So you just throw everything down in roar, and then you pop your origin.
I believe that's how it works. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So it's easy. Like you just press your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 roar origin. Like you're good.
Yeah, so the demand for roar 5 isn't like Nighlord or like Hero, but it's also it can benefit just because the fact that like, you know, your Fisher Shot lasts 30 seconds and your origin lasts 30 seconds type B.
NATO Shield Origin Nova Awakened Turret. That's the order.
Okay.
I think 7 or 8 for me is fine as well.
Yeah. We can just put it at 7 if you guys are not comfortable with 8. I think 8 as a number is like something maybe we want it more, not just like particularly for like a archer comp.
It's definitely an 8 if you're building a comp around it. Like Shade.
100%.
Oh, it will be more than 8. I'll give it more than 8 if you're making an archer party.
I mean, that's just a whole different thing. If we were making specifically an archer party, this shit is a mandatory. Like, you need it in the party.
I'm okay with just saying 8 anyways and then bumping it down later.
Sure, let's do that.
Okay. Alright, solo busing. I mean, it's perfectly fine for solo busing. Like,
yeah,
does good damage. Condensed burst, 2-minute cooldowns, very good mobility, very good survivability. The only thing that I would say that it lacks in is a true iframe. Their Nova Blast or Nova Burst, whatever it's called, Blast or Burst, I forgot which one. But that's like their only iframe. But so they're only really iframed in Burst for a little bit, and that's it. But because they have so many charges of Torrent, like, and Super Stance, I don't think it's too hard to survive, and really high status resist. I don't think it's too difficult to survive.
True.
So, I mean, I don't really have anything bad to say about it. Solo bossing. The only thing preventing is just, again, raw damage output. Because its raw damage output isn't as high as other classes, I can't give it anything higher than an 8.
Yeah.
I think 8 makes sense. It's definitely better than Marksman and Bowmaster.
Yeah,
We have
it
at
is.
7.
I'm okay with the
Mhm.
8, yeah.
Learning curve. It's definitely harder than the other
Okay,
two for
you're reading.
sure.
Yeah, you're
What?
reading. Okay, this class is weird. Like,
Oh, you're
you
reading
can play-
skills,
you can
yeah.
play- yeah, you can play the class perfectly fine and to a very high degree, but to get that, like, to get it any further than a point, then you're doing the reading.
I think this is unironically one of those classes where it's simple to play, but there's a lot of it's a knowledge gap, and
Yeah, yes.
you would actually watch a video.
Mhm.
I feel
Yeah.
like not because the class is
No,
hard to play,
that's what I'm
but just,
saying, like,
just
you can-
learning how the skills interact with each other.
You can start playing the class with like not watching the video or not learning anything, and then not even reading skill. It still like feels really good to play the class. But if you're trying to get any higher achieve anything higher, you're reading a guy or watching a video.
Mhm.
I'm okay with 3. 1, because minimum you have to read. 2, even
They
after
made it
reading,
easier though. The gauge lock. You literally just choose which one you
Yeah,
want.
but you still need to learn how to do triple impact glyph and all that stuff.
I mean, I guess you literally just press them, but like I don't think it's that hard. I think it's harder than the other ones. But triple impact is
I'm not
literally
saying
like you just
this
press
is not
it.
about execution. Yeah, this is not about execution. It's about like you consciously aware of like this is something that you can do and you have to do.
Okay.
And that I don't think comes naturally. Like you're not gonna just like max your skills and not read them and then know that's how you're gonna use them.
That's true. Every
Right.
PF is just gonna hold down macro.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Like if you don't learn
Yeah,
anything.
three is fine.
Yeah.
Okay. This guy got pretty high scores.
Yeah.
What do you think of its origin?
Um,
I don't like it. It reminds me of Hollow Purple though, which is cool.
I like the effect after the cutscene more than the cutscene itself. Let's just put it that way. Because it puts a border on your screen. I think that looks cool. But the cutscene itself is very mid.
I feel like this is like a first time you see it, you're like, wow,
literally
holy
Hollow
shit, what
Purple.
the fuck is going on? Right? First time you see it, you're like, wow, this is crazy, this is cool. Like, what is happening? Like, this is what Pathfinder gets. And then, you know, the 100th time of you seeing, you're like, my god, my eyes, man. Like, I feel like you just get tired of seeing this over and over again.
At least it's quick.
Yeah, I guess.
Red and blue makes purple, bro. Imaginary technique.
True.
I think it's fine. I don't think it's too
They
crazy.
could have done a better job. That's all we're.
Yeah.
I think they could have done a
I-
better job. Yeah, I think so.
I don't really
Like,
like
cause
it.
kind of like, cause if you really think about it, like, what the fuck is happening? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, what am
the
I
fuck
looking
is
at?
happening?
Like, there's a red
Yeah.
and a blue ball, and then what? Do they combine into like? What is the like? What's happening? To be honest with you,
Yeah, exactly. What's happening?
like, I actually like. What am I looking at right now? Like that right there. Like that opens up. Like, what is that?
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's like most of the origin. Like when people ask you what the origin is like, you can verbally describe to them what's happening.
I can't
And that's
verbally
why it's
describe
like,
this.
I have no idea. I don't know what the fuck is happening.
Yeah,
There are
I
a lot of
literally
purple
can't
shit.
do this.
There's a lot of purple shit. That's about it.
Mm-hmm.
I see parts and ruins, and then that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like they could have done a giant purple tornado. It would have been better. Like a massive like twister that like destroys out like a
Oh, that will be better.
like a forest or something.
I'm more down for that than this shit.
Yeah. Or like the bird, because you know how you have your bird, like the
Yeah,
bird
yeah,
turns into like a
do
giga
more into
god
Raven-
bird,
yeah.
bro.
Do more of that Raven theme.
Mm-hmm.
Or is that crow or raven? It's a raven, right?
I don't know.
I don't know. I think it's a raven. I don't think it's a crow.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, let's continue. Wind Archer. Very cute.
Yo.
200 260 on Wind Archer. Okay, so I mean, I think it's really good. Like it just like the other ones. Or just like the other ones. Okay, a lot of these archers are really, really good early game.
Yeah.
So Wind Archer, the first thing that I think of that makes it really, really good is that this class is unkillable. You can't die on the class. Not only because you have your crystal, that works exactly like Arrow Illusion, if you remember what we were talking about earlier. Basically, how it works is you place it down, and certain bosses will just attack it instead of you, so it gives you free ability to attack whatever you want. And then the other thing that you have is called Emerald Shield? Emerald Barrier? Something like that.
Emerald Barrier.
Yeah. Long story short, it makes you take no damage. Or you like dodge everything, right? Gale Barrier. I think that's what it is. You technically dodge everything. It's not that you take no damage. You basically just dodge everything. So even stuff like Will's webs, like you just won't get hit by anything. It's very strange how it works.
I think it preserves your risk taker too, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
It does,
so like,
it does.
So like you're just unkillable on this, and especially when you're early learning this game and you're progressing through the early game, it's gonna feel really good to just not die to literally anything. Another thing that feels really good on this class is the wind walk. You have this very unique movement called wind walk where you can essentially just glide through the air sort of, and it gives you a ton of air stall and short movement, which is very good on this game. Like if you're doing C-Val, for example, very early, wind walk is very good for dodging tails, like something as simple as that. So that's really good. It's a hurricane class. Their main bossing skill is called Song of Heaven.
One big problem though, stationary hurricane.
You cannot move though. Yep.
Does not matter as much in early game, but like once you 260 plus and get into these late game bosses, you're gonna be annoyed.
Yeah. Early game, it's fine because you can pretty much just wind walk out of it instantly. But the further you get into the game, like you're gonna wish that it wasn't stationary. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
But I mean, early game, like it's not too big of a deal.
Yeah.
And then in terms of early game mobbing, very good as well. Your 4th V skill, the black hole suck up thing, so broken for mobbing. Like you just suck up all the mobs and kill them. It's very easy as well.
Yeah, there's a couple skill that you have to rotate on this class, but essentially in like at the end result is you'll also be stationary farming on this class.
Yeah. Stationary farming, very easy training as well. So if it was me, I would give it either 8 or 9 for early game as well.
I would say 8 because I think to new players, the impression impact from this class is not as strong as Pathfinder. Pathfinder is one of those classes like when a new player gets on it, they feel like they're playing. They can easily tell that they're playing a broken class. They feel they have the sense of being broken.
Yeah, it's like when you play Kali for the first time, you know that this character has some potential to it.
And I think Wind Archer, that wow factor doesn't come as naturally. Although like it is like all of those like quality of life thing that this class has, you feel like you can feel that, you know, your progression is very smooth. But Pathfinder just really has that like, you know, mental impact on you, saying that wow factor, right?
Yeah.
So I would say 8.
It's an 8 for me.
Okay, I'm fine with that. Now let's talk about 260 plus. You have your origin unlocked, you have your masteries, training in Grandis, and mid-game bossing. I'll start with the bossing. Okay, I'll just talk about some few advantages that this class has that are really strange. Lucid. Air stall over dragon in P1. Very good movement. Don't have to worry about that. Like these very like weird niche capabilities that the class has that makes it really good. And then obviously the Gale Barrier just makes you unkillable. Phase 3 with the Gale Barrier, you will have unlimited moonlight. Unlimited moonlight. It's impossible to web out on this class. Boom. What's after that? Gloom? I mean, Gloom's whatever. Gloom's whatever for this class. It's just like okay. Darken Out. Oh my god, so good in Darknell. So good in Darknell. Again, because of that wind walk. The fact that you could stay in the air, and it's going to be even better because they're removing the walls in Darknell soon. It's so good that you could just stay up there and like dodge all the garbage on the floor. Next, Vihila. Bro, you literally have your emerald like summon that just makes Vihila and Vihila summons like brain dead.
So one additional point on its emerald is that it also has a slow on top of like what Marksman had. Have you seen those Damien balls just not move?
Yeah. The same with Night Lord. Yeah, so I think it has a lot of like niche good mechanics.
I feel like this slow is way stronger for some reason.
I mean, there's differences in slows. Like the Ice Lightning slow is so slow. For example.
Yeah. Doesn't affect the balls though, does it?
Ice Lightning? No.
Yeah. But anyways.
Yeah, so I think it's bossing in this like mid-tier part of the game is good. It's fine. It does all good in these bosses. And then in the mobbing part, you just get stationary mobbing on this class straight up in Grandness. Like you just stand there in one spot and full clear. Super easy. So if I were to say like this is at least an 8 for me, 260 plus.
Same. I put 8.
Its origin summons the big ass crystal, right?
Fuck, what does this origin even do?
I think I'm pretty sure it's a summon. I'm pretty sure it's a summon.
A big crystal symbol thing, and it just spits out trifling arrows like it's nobody's business.
Yeah. It's like a summon, yeah. And it shits out arrows.
Okay.
Yeah, so like it's it's good. Yeah, I would still give it an 8 though. Like it's pretty good at all this shit too in the mid game too.
Yep.
Like I don't think it has any problems. So
can agree.
Now let's talk about party bossing. I think this is probably the weakest part of this class.
I agree.
Is the party bossing. Not only is it a 2-minute class, so it doesn't fit into a lot of party comps unless you're specifically building a 2-minute party comp. A lot of your shenanigans, like your crystal, just don't really work in party bossing, so it's like that's a downside as well. Especially in higher tier party bossing, the fact that Song of Heaven keeps you in place will cuck you. Like that shit is not ideal. So it's just like not. It just doesn't. Like this is when the punishments start to really show themselves on this class, basically.
Yeah. A lot of issues are not issues in early game.
But I don't think it's bad though. That's the thing. Like I don't think it's bad. It's just like a lot of these things start to creep up.
As you get better and more knowledgeable of the game, you wish a certain things and quality of lives would be had on your class.
Yeah.
I don't know if we mentioned this or not, but a large part of this class's weakness is similar to Cannon Masters, where it just has a bunch of cooldowns all over the place.
Give me Corsair.
No. The Cannon Master also has cooldowns.
Both of them.
Oh, true. Both of them, yeah.
Like Wind Archer, you have 90-second cooldown Gale Barrier. The Moss Ball's 30 seconds. Something else is 2 minutes. I don't remember. And like the Origin 6-minute cooldown, of course. I don't even know if you're supposed to ring swap in this character or not. Honestly.
Well, instead of perm con.
Yeah, in party play. Like this class's cooldowns are like all over the place. I don't really know how good its burst is either because I don't really know if this class is like what is even the longest cooldown outside of Origin, right? Like,
isn't it? It's big NATO, the big one.
No,
It's not.
that was
okay.
20 seconds per charge.
Oh, okay.
Like it doesn't have like a.
Apparently, you do ring swap on this class.
I don't think this character
And
has
they
like
use Forsaker.
like a breadwinner of damage. You know what I'm saying? Like
They have
like,
vicious
for-
shot, I guess.
like Shadower, it's like Sonic blows are is like there. Dual Blade, you have Blade Tempest. Like before, like Wind Archer, like what skill are you using that just pops off? Like is it just the tornadoes?
Storm, Whim, and Glory and Vicious are all 2 minutes.
Are those
I see.
buffs? Those are buffs, I think. Like not even attacks. But yeah, in terms of its party performance, I feel like it definitely. When we're talking about like Grandest Beyond, it is
They're all buffs, by the
definitely
way.
lackluster. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, I mean, this is this. That's the first thing I said is that this is the weakest part of this class is the party bossing. Everything else is really good, but the party bossing, it's just not as good as so many other classes in a party. It doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad class. That's why we even do this class analysis in the first place, because it's important to talk about all the other aspects of it. But
This is definitely certainly one of those we're full class.
that's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
Similar to the first two archers we talked about today. It's a we're full moment.
So we hitting it with slapping it with a 5 and moving on.
5 or 6. I mean, different. I'm pretty sure when we go
Sharp
down
Eyes.
to that level. I mean,
I
all
think
of them do.
it's a 5 angle.
Okay.
I think
Okay.
a lot of the archers that we put at 5 already, which were like, but was Bowmaster it's at 4? So
Yeah.
I think Wind Archer is probably just like slightly better. I feel
Yeah,
like.
it's got more front loaded. So okay, let's talk about its solo bossing. Now again,
Quite
like the
good.
other ones, it's really good for solo bossing. Like we always said about all the other archers, a lot of the downsides are just not downsides anymore because the downsides were particularly in a party. The only downside that's still the same is Song of Heaven still being stationary and locking you in place. But stuff like your barrier not doing anything, like okay, it does shit in solo, right? You can easily ring swap a lot better in solo as well because you don't have to wait for other people's cooldowns. And like you can manage your shit as well. Lucid is still a pain. Lucid is definitely a pain. Like P2, you're right, because it moves around a lot. But for other bosses, it's still really good. So I mean, I would say like 7 or something on solo bossing. 2-minute class, so it's like better cooldown management as well, better clear times.
I think this is an 8. The reason why I think it's an 8 is because when you're at the damage threshold, like the way I imagine Wind Archer is kind of similar to DB, right? You reach a damage threshold where you're just melting bosses in like 3 or 4 rotations of Nato. I feel like you see the same thing about Wind Archer, where the Moss Ball is 30-second cooldown. I think someone in chat said that you generate 3 of the tornadoes in within a minute. So like, once you're like doing like I don't know, like the shitter bosses, you're just kind of running past them pretty fast. And I feel like when we were talking about Marksman, we were talking about how like Marksman's bossing edges out over Bowmaster because it reaches those damage thresholds where it just gets out of those bosses faster because it's more front loaded. I think you can say the same thing about Wind Archer too, like because it has like these weird cooldowns that are like a combination of short and long. Like it just allows you to just kind of like mix them up for bosses. Yeah, modular.
Yo, honestly, modular is very important.
It is.
On top of all those things, like Gale Barrier is insane for solo play.
So
You have
good,
the
so
Emerald
good.
Flower for solo play too.
Mm-hmm.
And like this is just kind of like like bonus points, but like any other class where you get a risk taker, you're like, oh fuck, this shit's useless, usable in Gloom only, right? But on Wind Archer, like, damn, I can actually use this. You
Yeah,
know?
it's like core.
Unironically, I can use this.
They want that.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of their good rings, so that's really good.
So I just say it's like an 8 for me. We can always lower it later and adjust everything else's, but I feel like if we're giving it a 7, I feel like I'm leaning towards an 8 for solo bossing.
That's fine
I
with
feel
me.
like
Sure.
It's
It has no
got the
iframes,
same-
that's true, but the gale barrier is like more than enough.
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
am,
for the bosses that you're soloing, Galberry is more than enough.
If we're rating Marksman, what do we have Marksman solo bossing at? Is it at 7?
7. This is
Then-
I would say this is better for sure.
Yes, this
The
has to be
Marksman.
better because like I
Mhm.
mentioned before, like sure this first of all it's Hurricane class. I know that you are stationary when you're casting it, but from what I remember, because you're forced to be stationary when using this is the fastest wind up Hurricane in the game. I'm pretty sure.
What does that even mean?
So you know how like for Bowmaster or for all the Hurricane classes, you hold the moment you push the button, there's a wind up time
Actually,
before damage actually comes
You're
out.
right. Now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, like you can hold down the Bowmaster Hurricane for like a little bit and nothing comes out. You know what I mean? Like you're right, there is a wind up.
Wait, Wind Archer isn't the fastest, really? Bowmaster and Courser are instant.
No, I feel like I've held down the Bowmaster one before, and the animation starts, but nothing comes out. I feel like I feel like I have
It's instant.
I have
It's
that
instant.
memory.
I'm pretty sure because Wind Archer is forced to be because like there's no way they just like decide you can't move and not at least make it so that they have like an instantaneous wind up on their under Wind Archer.
No,
Hurricane.
I'm sure the Wind Archer one is instant because I've seen them like move and hurricane. You know what I mean? Like that's how quick it is. Like they'll do little like tiny movements by like tapping the arrow key and attacking.
Mm-hmm. Phantom doesn't count because it's not a projectile hurricane.
Yeah,
That's
Hayato
like
was the
the-
same thing. I was thinking that, but then I was like, nah, it's not the same. With the old Shinsoku.
It'd be like DB's Tempest is like instant hurricane. Like it's just different hurricane. But yeah, I think it just does what Marksman does, but better. Better movement, better survivability, better dummy, because it lasts longer and it's
Yeah. It's definitely just better than Marksman, yeah. Straight up. So I'm okay with that. Learning curve. I mean, this is another 0 for me.
I think it's
Yeah.
Maybe 1?
I think it's a maybe 1 because just because of the tornadoes. That's it.
Sure.
Just because of the tornadoes, and like maybe you don't know what Gale Barrier does. Like you might press it and see, oh, there's this green stuff around me, but you might not actually know what it does.
It's will poison. This shit is brain dead as hell. I think this is the second easiest class in the whole game. Straight up.
When I'm thinking a 0, I'm thinking like even if you don't read, you're getting like close to 90% or higher efficiency in the class.
I should change the color to match. How the fuck do I change the color?
Match what?
No, I think you just leave it blue, dude.
Okay. Match
Just
the
leave it
themes.
blue. No, just leave it.
Nobody noticed my little color schemes? Like, this is green. This is red. These are blue, purple, yellow. Whatever, bro. I put effort into this.
I noticed it. Just
Thank you.
didn't feel. I didn't. Anyways,
Guys just want to glaze. I got it.
origin.
bro.
I think the origin.
I think it's super
is-
cute.
It's interesting because it's not. I don't think that's canonically. Is that canonically what Wind Archer looks like? I just
For female, yeah.
no, right? What?
Yes, bro. What do you mean? Okay, so two things about the origin. It's super fast, right? Very short animation. But I think because she looks so cute, I like it. I think the fact... Okay, something that doesn't make sense to me is you go from the middle of the forest instantly to the sky. Like, how did we go from the middle of the forest and then the crystal shines and then we're in the middle of the sky somehow? That makes no sense to me. Like, huh? Because we're wind, we travel fast, yo. So are these two different like crystals? Like you go from like the forest one and then you switch to like the air one? Like what is happening? I don't know, bro. This shit doesn't make sense to me. Low key. I think it makes a really nice wallpaper. Forest sky shit doesn't represent wind to me. It's like someone jumped on a trampoline or some shit. She destroyed all the trees. Welcome back. Yeah, so what do you think of this?
Honestly, I think this is one of the better ones, to be honest.
Why?
I like it. Bro, I'm silent.
I said why? And you went silent.
Oh, I didn't hear that. I mean, I don't know. It just looks good.
Okay. Valid, bro.
I'm feeling the vibe. I think it looks good.
The vibe? That's true, bro. The vibe. Okay. Let's move on. Bro, I don't even want to talk about this. Like, I deadass don't even want to talk about this.
No. We have to do this. 260. Honestly, I think all of the. I'm gonna be honest. I think most of the what's it called? Resistance early game just feels shit. I ain't gonna lie. Like mostly all of the resistance in early game feels shit.
Dude, this shit needs to stay in Zach, bro.
We need resistance rework badly. These classes are so outdated, like so outdated.
Dude, this shit is not.
You hop on the class and you can tell like this shit is old. Like
dude, I actually just hate this class, old. Bro. Like I'm gonna just say it, bro. I actually just hate this class. Like this is my least favorite class in the whole game. Wild Hunter. It's so ugly. Like it's actually just so ugly and annoying to play.
Okay, bro, get over your personal feelings.
Bro, I'm serious. I never liked this class ever. Like for many years.
Alright, anyways.
I personally give it 3 to 4.
Okay, I mean we should talk about why though.
Wait, for the 2026 experience?
I mean, it's gotten better to be fair. They changed this mobbing skill.
It's too much to going on. Their mobbing skill have very low percentage. Like their summons have very low percentage that like low raw damage. The requirements to one shot on them is like low, like it's high as fuck. And then I'm training one right now to try to get the 250 block. Your mobbing skill does practically nothing. Even now I have like a little bit of gear. Like any other class I have at this gear is one shotting like the monster park, and this shit's not. The overall experience is dog shit, like actual dog shit.
Did you right click the
Phil, bro? W Phil.
Did you right click the hurricane so it's the mobbing one?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It's like the orange color blast, right?
Yeah,
That's just fucking ass.
It is ass. Its hitbox is so tiny too.
Honestly,
and like for the device you're throwing out and like the device you put down, like those things, like the damage is so low. Like I'm doing this like the what's this shit called? This thing called? Dreamcatcher. I've done Dreamcatcher on so many characters on this patch. Bro, those summons just don't do fuck all.
I agree. And it feels clunky. I'm gonna say it, bro. It feels clunky.
Oh, yeah.
I hate that this thing feels clunky. It's one of the main reasons I hate this class is because it feels clunky. I think their Jaguar diagonal dash is one of the worst feeling skills in the whole game. IMO. Like, something as simple as that will make me never want to play it again. I don't know why, but that, like, delay from when you press it, and then it's just like, you know, it's like you press it, and he's, like, floating at the bottom for a little, and then zooms up. I hate that it has that delay, and it pisses me off. Yeah, dismounting and mounting feels ass, too. Bro, like, those things just tilt me, bro. I hate when things aren't smooth on this game. And this class has so many things that just aren't smooth. You know this other thing? You know the third job summon turret that kind of just looks like a bunch of, like, drills are coming out? I hate how that thing looks so much. It's so ugly.
Oh, that thing's hitbox also pretty weird.
And it only has, like, 5 frames. It's like 5 frame per second skill. Like, it's so weird looking. Yeah, and it does no damage.
It's definitely outdated. It's definitely outdated.
Yeah, it's just outdated. I said that from like the first frame. This shit is just so outdated.
Do you hate me? No, I love you, bro. I just hate your class.
Anyways, move on. This shit is 3 to me.
0.
The
Honestly,
reason I say 3 is once you have like more like post like 235, 240 or something. Like once you're like you have like a bit more gear and stuff. Once you're like summon start one shotting, and like I think the mobbing is actually pretty decent. And for these early game bosses, you are a 2-minute burst class, so a lot of times you can just burst out and like you just play 2-minute burst cycles, and it feels good. And you're perma iframe during burst, so you're not gonna die either. And then you have a short iframe. You also have a short iframe on the 70-second cooldown, I believe it is.
Yeah.
60-second on 70-second cooldown.
It's the red looking skill.
Overall, this class has like it has like it checks boxes on a lot of the right places. It's just that quality of life is just dog shit, and this class feels like outdated.
You're also gonna be bothered by your friends all the time for Wild Hunter buff, all the time.
Yeah, they're like, why is your first line inner not buff duration?
Yeah, people are gonna keep telling you to get 50 buff inner. Well, you have multiple inner slots now, so.
Nowadays, yeah, that's not an issue anymore.
It's not that big of a deal.
Oh, yeah,
all right, I'm okay with your rating though.
I know they changed the AI a lot, many times already, but your Jaguar is still going to dick off like when they want to, and not hit the boss. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm okay with like 4.
I said 3 to 4, so up to you. I don't mind either way.
I don't really have an opinion because I never leveled one.
Bro, just
wait. Did you just like
I'm going through this right now?
Yeah, I just bought it.
I'm going through this right now. I'm telling you, just pot it up. Like just pot it up to 200.
Yeah, this is an extreme growth potion like magnet, bro. Like chuck them on this class, bro, please.
Yeah, throw your EXP voucher. Throw your like potion selectors. Throw your like mag pods. Like don't actually train it. Like most of the time, I do like for my most of 50s, I just do dailies and monster break. I did this. I did that on this class for like 2 levels. I was like, no, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. Like this is like just dog shit.
Yeah.
Anyways.
All right, let's give it
I
a
said
3.
3.
Okay, 260 plus. Now, I believe it actually gets way better 260 plus. Once you have your Hexa skills, get some more damage. Yeah, go for it, bro.
This is also a stationary farm class.
Yeah.
Your Hexa Wild Blast shoots out the grenade like straight like in front of you, like vertically, like horizontally straight right in front of you every 2 seconds. That shit's on 2-second cooldown. You have an FMA every 2 seconds. Like you stationary farm the entire map on this class as well.
260 plus is good at Farmer Scraggany, and I swear he Q8 to get to max rates. That's funny. What class does Phil play? Guess, bro. Guess. Nobody spoil it in chat. Let him guess. Anyways, let's continue. So 260 plus bossing though. Issue will C10E.
I mean,
I would-
again, it in my opinion, it's pretty similar to, it's similar to AB, but worse. Just because you have more things to manage, but end result's the same. You're a 2-minute burst class. That's iframing for your entire burst. Very easy, like not hard to execute either. You summon your jaguars, you like do that like iframe thingy, and then you hold down your fake Arcala's Wrath, like wannabe.
Yeah. Like your weird
like
ass
4 seconds, and then that's your entire burst.
I think it's 7 seconds.
Okay, sure.
But yeah, no, it's iframe burst though, which is really nice.
One key thing that you're missing out on is that when you use like the, you know how like scratches the screen, that's your iframe.
Yeah.
It does a fuck ton of damage. That skill mounts you. So after you cast it, you have to manually unmount and then do the rest, and then you do your type X. Because if you don't manually unmount and you do type X on Jaguar, you're losing out on a fuck ton of damage.
No way,
fuck
bro.
no, because
That's
your
one of the
Jaguar's
dumbest
not doing
things I've
shit.
ever heard, bro.
Because if you're not unmounting, then your Jaguar Storm is not doing shit. Like actually not doing shit.
That's so weird. That's so weird. Why would it mount you?
I don't know. I don't know. This is a class that just suffers from negligence and lack of quality of life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. That's
But
just the Jag skill. Weird.
If I were to rate it, like, it is similar in the sense that, you know, AB is iframe for its burst, just like a Wall Hunter is, but
Maybe
like
this is
the-
modular though.
Wall Hunter is like you. It's like a fucking like. I can't even explain it. It's like a puzzle.
It's a puzzle.
Like you have to make sure this piece fits into this piece into this piece. You can't, you know, if you try to like go ahead of the curve, like you just have a different picture, dude. You're like you just fucked up the puzzle. I think this has to be like a 6.
Really?
I'm okay with that.
Sure.
Oh, you think it's lower?
Oh no, I put 8.
I think it's a 6 because the fact that you have to like for new. Imagine you're a new player and you just hit 260. Actually, not just hit 260. Like it's just that.
Dude, this is already 260 plus. You better know how to play your class at this point.
That's true. That's true. That is true. But like, just the fact that you have to unmount after you cast your thing is dumb as fuck to me too. Not only that, like one of your burst skills, is a bind.
Oh
And
yeah.
I don't think you can right click it either, so it isn't bind.
No. The Jaguar Soul?
Yeah.
You don't have to use that.
What do you mean you don't have to use that? I see Selenic use it all the time for damage.
Okay. You have
Isn't
to use
it? It's like I swear that skill binds and does
I
damage.
me
felt
investigate.
instantly folded, bro.
Let me investigate. I'm getting on my
That's right.
Wow,
Instantly folded.
I remember like
It's
a
Selenic would
bind, it's a
accidentally
bind.
use that skill too early, and it would fuck them in combos. No flame, but I just remember that like
Did he buff this skill? How does this skill have like this much damage now?
well, I think second mastery boosts every single Jaguar skill, no?
Oh.
Doesn't second mastery boost like 12 different Jaguar skills? Mounted and unmounted?
Claw, provoke, crossroad, sonic boom, and
No,
Jaguar
why
Sword,
would you
and
use
flash
this?
rain and rampage is one. What the
Why,
fuck?
why would you use this for damage? This shit doesn't do damage. This 180% with 12 lines. This just that literally does no damage. Why are you using this for damage? The fuck?
Bro, I don't know. I swear I I just know Selly does it, bro.
Yeah, no, it's because it doesn't take up slot. Like it doesn't take up animation slot because your Jaguar is doing it, not you. You're still holding down Hurricane. So like you greed whatever you can, but still this thing doesn't do damage.
I mean, you might as well press it if it doesn't take any
Yeah, whatever. Yeah,
like...
you might as well press it, dude. Either way, like that's another thing that's annoying in party play. Like you gotta be careful about using that skill.
I see.
Because if your party is like, okay, we're gonna Origin Burst first, you're probably, because it does mid damage, you can just afford to like hold on to it for 10 seconds, I guess, and then do it afterwards. I do think it's dumb that you can't right click it though. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the fact that this class requires you to have a lot of awareness of how the skills interact with each other. The fact that the fucking V skill mounts you, that the fact that your Jaguar soul is a bind, that you can't even like right click it so it doesn't bind. If you didn't want it to bind, because you have Urda Nova to bind too, right? Like, it's a very jank class, outdated. Like it is iframe for its burst, and then when you are iframe for it, it's like, you know, it's basically almost like a guarantee because the key down is like 7.5, so you're going to be able to use it into the bind duration. Because your iframe during burst, it allows you to have freedom of how you wish to use your Genesis iframe, right? Just similar to AB, right? But just because it's kind of like you're walking around on glass, like you have to be very careful about like, oh, don't bind it on accident if you're in party play.
Okay,
Make sure you remember to unmount, like. Just like these things that obviously you do it enough times, it's just like looking at the back of your hand, you just recognize you know what to do.
Yeah, I'm okay with 6. Honestly, at this point, my attention span on this class is already gone.
Alright, party
bossing. I mean, we touched on it already.
Outside of the party, 10.
Yeah, mandatory.
As the 7th member, 10. Yes.
It's the 7th party member, and it's mandatory. Okay, but realistically, inside the party, like, it has play as well. There's scenarios where it's really good, right? Like, having Wild Hunter buff the entire run is a big difference. That's one thing. And then in the Archer comp, it's even better.
Especially because of these days, the harder phases of the boss are actually the later phases.
Exactly, right?
You want the Wild Hunter buff. And at the end of the day, it's a super condensed burst class, even though it's 2 minute, which is still makes
still good for party.
Being 2 minute isn't great, but being 2 minute, but having it being a burst class is a saving point.
2 minute burst class Archer that can get fucking bonus points for having a shade in the party. It's I think this can't be any lower than 8. In my opinion,
I'm okay with that.
If there's a shade, it's a 9 easily. But
I'm okay with 8 because, like, you know, it fills the DPS slot, has the condensed burst, which is really good, has support, which is really really good, but it's just lacking because it's 2 minute. That's literally the only thing, and its burst is guaranteed. So
this is like that. it's like we have AB at home, but it's got a fucking it's a furry, you know, like it's probably going to be the last class in your party that dies out, just because it's like super safe during burst, and you have freedom of how you want to use your Genesis, you know. You can use it to extend your burst a little bit more, or you just use it to save yourself. You also have a throwaway iframe on this class. I don't think we mentioned that yet.
You do have a throw. We talked about it at the start, but yeah, I think it's 70-second cooldown.
Yeah, it's pretty much like a minute cooldown. Unfortunately, at some point they made it so that it can't be CD skipped or time left, I think, which is probably it would make this class so much better for one fact. I think. I don't think you go CD skip though, but like I don't know. It's because we have Legion Artifact now. Like 7.5% to CD skip the iframe would have been nice.
But
yeah, I think it's a 8. Cannot be lower than 8.
I'm okay with that.
Sure, I'm down.
Like that just might be me being super biased about how good it is in Granis bosses. Like it's probably like above average in like the rest of the bosses, right? Like Seated and Luwell. But like for Granis bosses, like it really clutches out with having 100 the entire time. And it's just a safe 2-minute burster in your party.
Okay. Learning curve. I think it definitely has a higher learning curve than pretty much everything we've talked about so far. Or literally everything we've talked about so far.
This, unironically, might be a 10.
No way. What do you... Okay, explain. Explain why it's a 10. There's no way.
How... Okay. For someone as like a first-time Jaguar, like you think they're gonna know that they get mounted when they use their skill and they have to unmount? I don't know.
Well, that's like one thing though.
On top of that, it's like you have to learn how to fucking move around on unmounted Jaguar. By the way,
Okay. I will give it a 5, just because like the only thing I will say, you have to learn the mount and unmount thing, and you have to learn how to keep up another by stacks. That's all. All the rest isn't learning curve. It's just because the class is outdated and like clunky to play. That's not interesting learning. If it's not interesting, it's not learning, and there's no learning curve associated.
Well,
you're just dealing with shit.
That's not necessarily true. It's not interesting. It's not learning. I'm sure you've had some classes in college that weren't interesting, but you still learned, bro.
No, I didn't.
Okay. You say so.
Well, what do you think?
I had like what class was that? I think it was a literature class or some shit. I literally did not show up to any of those classes except for exam days.
Yo, that's crazy, bro. Weren't you a TA?
Yeah, but why does that matter to like these literature classes? I don't give a fuck, dude.
Bro, this guy's so hypocritical. Like, people did the same shit to his class when he was TAing, and he failed them.
No. They showed up to my class and sleeping in the class. I just didn't show up. So I'm not bothering the teacher. You see the difference?
Yo, imagine Phil was your TA, bro.
Bro.
I just argue with him, bro. I just get him on a tangent every time. I just argue. I'm not gonna get him with a tangent, bro. Make up some shit.
What are you rating it?
I said 5.
So he said 5. Tommy says 10. I think 10 is ridiculous. I think, albeit that, like, yes, like, there are some things that are confusing. I think, for example, when you first play it and you just have an extra bar of skills for your Jag, you're gonna be like, what the hell is that? Like, you're gonna be like, what am I looking at? What is this, like, floating bar in the middle of the screen with skills on it? Right? Like, I feel like you're gonna have to look at some resource that shows you.
Reading
like,
time.
Yeah, you're gonna have to read something. But I think once you read it, like, you're good to go, and that's it. So I'd say, like, 5.
Okay.
Tommy says 10, though. Psycho. Oh, bro, he's gonna put DB at, like, 30, bruh.
I mean, I will say, I mean, if it's a 5, it's a 5 then.
I don't like its origin, by the way. Spoiler.
I think... I feel like the way they designed this class, or this origin, was like, okay,
last stream was good.
We want to have, like, the Jaguar eyes, and then it's, like, the fucking Lion King, like, on a cliff type shit.
Like, straight up Lion King.
But then, I think they realized that, oh, shit, like, if we make this origin too long, the origin's just gonna be dog shit, so we have to make it short. It's like, you just barely notice that, the Lion King type shit at the very end.
Yeah.
Yeah, low-key, it gets cut off too short.
Maybe they just throw that in so they don't get sued by Disney.
Right.
Bro, Disney is known for just suing random people.
That's true. They would do that. Yo, honestly, Disney, if there's anyone that has some sort of connection to Disney, please sue Nexon. Like, please fuck them over. I don't even care, bro. Now, I'm also gonna say that was a joke, and don't sue me.
That's crazy.
It hits really fucking hard though, and it's short, so W.
It's like Taco. Hits really hard and is short. All right, let's move on. Mercedes. Okay, so this is probably the first class that we're talking about. Is okay, bro. Look at these last two classes, bro. Merc and Kain. Really left the juicers for the end. Yeah, left the juicers for the end. Now, I think Merc is the first class that we're gonna be talking about that's actually OP. Like, this is a super strong class.
Wait.
But
oh, you mean today?
Yeah, today.
Okay.
Yeah, so
bandwagon class.
Here's the thing about Mercedes is the 200-260 is the worst part of it. Like, that's I would say the 200-260, like, if you can get past this point in Merc where you get past the learning phase, you get past like the early game wonkiness, and like you're getting used to like all the combos and the movement animations and keeping up your Ignis stacks. I think it's called Ignis. I forgot what it's called, but stuff like that.
Yeah.
Once you get
Roar.
Yeah, Ignis Roar. Once you get used to all that stuff, like, it's really good. But I think for a new player starting off with Mercedes, it's gonna be kind of confusing because there's a lot of different skills and they move you. Like, the skills move you in weird ways. Especially even the backstep, or the backstep that you can use in the middle of other skills. That skill is OP, but you're not gonna know how to use it early on. Or how to use it properly, at least. And then in terms of the training, I don't care what anybody says, to be honest with you, because I hear all these Mercedes like copers all the time. Now the training got a lot better. You don't have to be as high for a leap tornado. Like, yeah, that's true. But at the end of the day, it's still ass until you get the Hexa.
Agreed.
Once you get the Hexa and you get the mastery leap tornado and stuff like that, it's way bigger. It's way easier, blah, blah, blah. But early game, like, it's still ass. I don't care. Like, it's not like that crazy. Being a Hurricane class is nice, but what's not nice is when you're early and you don't know how to do your damage properly, like you don't know how to combo and stuff like that, and you're very reliant on your burst damage. So I actually have like first-hand experience on this. I have a Mercedes Boss Mule, and when my Mercedes Boss Mule was really weak and I didn't know how to combo properly, bro, this class would do literally 0 damage off burst. Literally 0. And it's not fun. Like, it's legit not fun. So I think like the early game experience when you're weak and you're so reliant on your burst is just so shit, man. Like, this is probably like a 2 for me, bro.
Oh, I said 3, but 2 is fine with me. That's all. The point is, early game is not good. I don't like this shit.
I think 2 makes sense.
Like, it's just not beginner friendly in any way. Everything from training and bossing. Sunoosi's right. Like, you know, it gets easier with cooldown hat, but it's like when you're really early into the game, you're not gonna have a cooldown hat right away. You'll get one eventually though, so it does get a lot easier. But yeah.
Of course, you did 0 damage. You press out Carlos before Pap spawn.
I don't see that message. I don't know where you're reading that.
Yo, that's crazy.
All right. Anyways.
Yeah. Oh shit. Okay, so let's talk about 260 plus. Way better. Not only does it have really, really good masteries that help it with literally everything, like everything from bossing to mobbing. Its origin is so good. That's another thing.
Bro, they really
and
start.
Its burst is just insane.
They really start spoon feeding you that mobbing capabilities.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, okay, stop complaining. Now here's like 3 different FMAs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, every fucking boosted skill is a bod, bro. In terms of like hitbox,
like straight up leap tornadoes, Dude, if we just go here and we search Mercedes, you can see how big these skills are. Like the Leap Tornado gets way bigger and it has like this after effect. This is the Spikes Royale, I believe. Yeah, and it just gets way bigger as well. And then the Wrath of Enlil gets like these skills are really big. It might not look like it because of the infographic.
They're big. They're very.
But in reality,
big.
they are huge. Like these skills are mad big. So
MapleMaps.net. Go.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Just to give them an idea that it's freaking massive. And then just put it bod as a comparison. Or
let's go here, for example. Oh, Instant Slice is bigger, bro. But let's just go here. And we search Mercedes. Oh shit, fuck. And we do the Hexa Spikes Royale. Like that's a big skill. That's one. We have Hexa Wrath of Enlil. That's another one. And we have Hexa Leap Tornado, which is another really big one. Like you get these, you get 3 like FMAs, bro, on super low cooldowns. Like they're really, really good. And if you want to compare to like, sure, we'll compare to Dual Blade. Now I think bot is still bigger, but it's really good. Like you have 3 of them, bro. You know what I mean? And then obviously nothing compares to Hado. Hado's the best bombing class in the whole game. Like I don't even know why you brought this up, bro. Instant Slice just eats like all of them, bro.
No, because they watch you all the time, so they have an idea of how big it is. So.
Oh, true. You're right. Yeah. It's still really good though. Like it makes it way better. Actually, I think a better comparison is if we just compare it to the basic version. So like regular Spice Royale, regular Wrath of Enlil. I mean, it's a little bigger. And regular Spikes.
You did
like,
the opposite.
No, this is correct.
No,
that's right. Yeah. This is right. Yeah,
Okay,
this is right. Yeah. No one watches Duky all the time. What do you mean? I'm about to cry, bro. All right. Anyways, in terms of 260 plus bossing, right? So we know which mobbing gets better in terms of 260 plus bossing. In all these bosses, Lucid Will, C10E, obviously it does really good in them because it has really fat burst, especially in a boss like Gloom or something, because it's like you have only small windows to hit it. You could get a really, really fat burst in and then just chill out. And then since you're knowing how to combo, the after damage from the spirits, they last for 90 seconds. Yeah, 90 seconds. You can get a lot of damage with them up, but unfortunately, after spirits are down, you're doing nothing.
Yeah.
It's Duky, not Ducky. You could say Ducky. I'm okay with that. So it's 260 plus. I think it's an 8 though. Maybe 9. I'd say 8. I'd say 8. Only thing hold it. Oh, go ahead.
I think it's an 8.
Yeah, it's holding me back.
Yeah, I put it at 8 as well. Because the reason being, we put AB at 9. I think AB does feel like one notch better to play than this class.
AB does feel better to play. The thing is, the only thing, the off burst feels really bad. Like that's a significant factor in playing this class.
Yeah.
All right, party bossing.
I mean, so it takes up a DPS slot, right? But it also offers some support with IED and touch cancel, right? 50 IED, which is a lot.
Yeah, 50 IED. Yeah.
50 IED is a lot. It's not like 10 IED. But its damage is so high on a 3-minute burst class. I think this is definitely an easy 9.
It's an easy 9. I think it's 9 is reserved for like your support, like you have any support capability. Well, if you're good support, or you are one of the premium 3-minute burst classes, which like this is a prime example of that.
Yeah, this is a premium 3-minute burst class. Like if you got a Mercedes in your party, it's a really, really good pickup. It's one of the top tier pickups to get in your party. Super good. The only thing about Mercedes though, I hate to say it, is a lot of them are just ass though. So like, your mercs are just gonna like die out or something first though. And then they also have to, and you have to wait for Freud's.
And a lot of times they bought their account.
That's crazy. That's crazy, Kyle. What I was gonna say is that I think it's an easy 9. I think if you're faker, it's a 10. Like,
yeah, probably
running along the same vibe. Like, I think I have not seen. Like, this could be for a number of reasons, but I just haven't seen a Mercedes player where I'm like, wow, this guy actually is like pushing the limits of this class. Like, I feel like a lot of Mercedes players, they just kind of go cruise control. Like, their class is just so good that they don't really have to put in the effort. You know, end result is everything's still gonna fucking die. Right?
Yeah,
like,
because it's like most of your damage is in burst anyways. Like, you'll be like fine, even if you just do your burst properly, like 30 seconds of your burst.
And again, I'm not saying like I speak the truth, but I'm just saying like I feel like from what I've seen so far, not saying that I've researched every single Mercedes or anything like that, but like just from within my circle of people I know that play Mercedes and from what I've seen on.
Bro, this disclaimer is long as fuck, dude.
It's just that I haven't seen anything impressive. Like they're just like they're
funny, man.
It's just cruise control. Like they're not doing anything. They're not pushing the limits of their class because they don't have to.
Pun intended. Cruise control.
I don't get it.
It's Mercedes.
What do you mean? Cruise
It's
control.
a car. It's a car. It's a Mercedes brand.
The Mercedes car. Oh, I see. That makes sense. Yeah, it has cruise control. Let's see.
Anyways,
I'm like, what the fuck?
easy 9.
Dude, this is how you know I'm too poor to get that, bro. Yeah.
Anyways.
Solo bossing. Honestly, it does have really good bursts, so it does help with these big burst walls, right? Like if you're playing solo prog and you want to get through Lucid, like you're gonna get through Lucid earlier, which means you're gonna get your arcane prog faster. Same with something like Gloom. Same with something like, I don't know, BMP1, right? Like BM phase 1, you're gonna get through BM faster. Those things are all really good, but to be honest with you, I'm just not a fan of burst classes, especially for solo bossing.
I did duck a point from party bossing from 9 to 8 for solo bossing, because if you're a pure burst class and you don't have off burst, like sometimes you just feel shit to play in solo scenarios.
Yeah, that's what I don't like about it. Is like high effort class that gets little reward off burst. Like it just doesn't feel good. You're mostly just like, you're kind of just waiting for your next burst. That's when your next big hit is. So I don't personally like that. I would have said 7, but I'm okay with 8. That's fine.
Oh, I mean, I think this patch with like the second mastery and stuff, I think solo definitely is 8. Because
Yeah.
7 is like, we put like you like look at other classes you put at 7.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, this has to be better. Okay.
tell me.
It's an easy 8 for me as well. Like it has those, because it is like a giga burst class, it does have like that weird damage threshold where like sometimes like because you're waiting on the next 3-minute burst, it's like you can't phase it without bursting, and if you do burst, you're giga overkilling it, you know?
Yeah,
it just feels bad.
Like if you're doing like, take it back, like nothing too high tier, but if you're doing like, but okay, let's say you're doing Damien, and like you do your burst, and your burst does 50%, right? There's still 20% left for you to phase. Like, are you gonna really DPS to another 20%? Like, you're either gonna DPS the remaining 20%, and your burst is just gonna be up for a while, or you're gonna burst, and it's just, you're gonna have to wait for it in P2 anyways, right? It's so annoying. And then even in Kalos, it persists. If you're soloing Kalos, you do your big burst, there's like 5% left, 6-7% left. Are you really gonna DPS the rest out? It's just like annoying, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to the learning curve. We gotta speed things up a bit.
Automatic 5. minimum.
It's bare
I
minimum
put
5,
7.
but it's higher than that though. We're
I
starting at
said
5
7.
immediately. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's higher because you are definitely watching a combo guide without a doubt.
Yeah.
Like
And
without a
not
doubt,
only
you're
the-
watching a combo guide.
Not only that though, it's like there are different optimal combos for different boss
Yeah. And there's different combos
Hitboxes.
in general.
and different scenarios.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, just like you're watching many videos.
Honestly,
like,
though, like even
The combo changes patch to patch. Like that's another thing.
yes. Oh, I mean, if you're playing today, that wasn't really an issue, right?
Oh yeah, I mean yeah.
But I think the thing is, like, while it's true that there are different combos for different scenarios, there is like a general combo that you would use that just works on every single boss.
True, that is true.
Mhm.
The hyper specific one is like if the boss is really big, like the perils and calling, or like black
Yeah.
mage, or like the culvert boss itself. Like those are big enough that yes, there is a specialized combo.
Yeah.
But you don't have to know that one. I don't even know how much better it is from like the general combo you would use on any size boss.
Mm-hmm.
But like, regardless of that niche combo that you got to do, like yeah, you are definitely watching a video on this.
Yeah. That's why I said 7. I don't think it's like 8, quite 8, but I think
Mhm.
it's definitely like 7.
I'm okay with that.
I think yeah, definitely higher than 5. I don't know if it goes to 8. I think 7 makes sense.
Okay.
Origin.
What
How
do
we
we think
think
of this
about
origin?
it?
I love this
They
origin.
did Saren dirty. That's all I'm gonna say.
I love this origin. It's so good. It's like
They did Saren dirty though.
it's so much better than the Marksman one. Like straight up.
Dude,
Oh,
It's,
true.
it's actually so similar. Like she's
confirmed
holding
it.
the thing.
Bro, the crossbow's
She's only
the
holding
same
one.
side. I swear to God,
Yeah.
the crossbow's the same side.
She's holding one, but they're like stacked on top of each other, and then it like transforms into like a spirit one, and then like shoots out all the deers. And I think Mercedes just looks way cuter than the Marksman, or just looks better, with better design, like straight up.
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like the her dual bowgun actually like transforms a little bit and gets a little bit larger, and like there's magic imbued into it. But like the Marksman one is like, heh, got my hand out, pew. Like, bro, what? Like,
Mhm.
They did Saren dirty though.
I like the smile too.
Definitely use the same asset for the deer.
It's literally the same deer.
Yep.
Yeah, I like it a lot. All right, last but not least, Kain. Chills.
Chills.
Okay, so 260 on Kain is definitely the weakest part of this class, for sure.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing though, is it's the weakest part of the class, but it's still pretty good. Like Kain hits
Yeah.
really hard, and you have a
Yeah.
lot of different mobbing skills that hit huge, like AOE's, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like, and because you have like all your empowered skills, and they all like, fucking their hitboxes are enormous. So like, it's still really good at mobbing. There are a lot of skills. So when you're new, it might be a little bit overwhelming because there's just a bunch of skills, and then they each have like an empowered form. But it is pretty easy to understand because like, you know, you have your red ones and your purple ones. Like the purple ones are for bossing. I think the grapple could be a little bit clunky to use at first, but you get used to it. So that's not that big of a deal. And in terms of early game bossing, I mean, you have a lot of damage, so it's really nice. You also have dark sight with your dash, which for some reason you do, but I mean, I guess that's nice. You could reset your dashes as well, which is really, really nice. So if I were to give this a early game 7, I'm okay with that.
5,
Yo,
6,
thank
7
you,
are
Jody.
different models. I think it ranges from 5 to 7. I think although you have a lot of skill, you have a lot of skills, but those are skills like you just press them and then you see mob die and it feels good. Like you can just go experience the skills, and then you can eventually get a feel of like where you should use what skill. And like it's just kind of fun to play around with those skills because they're bit hitbox skills that do different things that look cool and hit hard. Sonto?
Citrus Cyclone.
I think from what my experience of leveling the Kain to 200 was like, or I guess this is just 200 to 260, but I didn't have like too much like confusion about it. Like I used the skill once, I just knew what it would do afterwards.
That's what I was trying to get at. Like you press the skill, and then you kind of get what the skill does.
Mm-hmm.
I think the only thing that was a little bit finicky to learn was just like the grapple was just a little bit weird.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is a Nova class, so they all have like their own niche fucking rope lift skill, and the niche for this class is just, the grapple.
Mm-hmm.
Is there even a niche for every Nova? I thought just isn't AB and Kaiser just like 0 cooldown?
They just
rope
have
lift?
0 CD rope lift.
Yeah, but our those are faster too, and then you can use it multiple times. You can use it multiple
there's no
times in there.
cooldown on it. Yeah.
Yeah, and like the fifth job rope lift is basically a decent version of that.
Yeah.
And then Cadena, obviously, Cadena is like the entire identity is revolved around chains, and then now this.
Yeah, the chain hook to move around.
Yeah. This is like similar to Cadena's grapple, but I will still say just to get our characters around, this still feels better than Cadena's chain though. Anyways,
I can agree with like a 6. I don't know if I feel like it's a 7.
Okay.
We said 5, 6, 7. Let's just go meet in the middle. Okay, that's not. Okay.
Okay, so 260 plus. I mean, you get your origin, which is insane, because not only does it. So the origin's more than just the damage, right? It also makes your death blessing stacks double, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So like it also has like a functional change to your classes, to your burst, and your skills. So it just makes you way stronger.
I'm the strongest order in the game.
Yeah, like this is just like a super nuke, given all that it does. So that's like a huge bonus for this class. This class also one-shots really easily. So even in early Grandis, you shouldn't have any problem training whatsoever. So that's another like big bonus to this class. And then in terms of 260 plus bossing, like C10E, H. Will, stuff like that. I mean, again, you have a lot of damage, so that just helps. This is a 90 and 3-minute cooldown class, right? Or
yes.
90 and 90 second and 3 minute. Yeah, 90 second and 3-minute cooldown class. So you even have like short cooldowns as well.
Yes.
So it's like it's fine in bossing. It has really good movement as well. And survivability, you have a pretty low cooldown iframe.
Very good iframe.
And your burst is also iframe. So like, you kind of just have everything in the kit, to be honest. So I think 260 plus is like 8 or 9 for me. Is okay.
Yeah, I said 8. Yeah, I mean we give Arc a 9. I think this. I'm okay with 9 as well, please.
Yeah, I'm okay with 9.
I mean, I'm leaning towards 8, but since the majority is 9, it's the 9.
I think different for those two skills. I think we can. I can see arguments for both of them.
Okay.
But in my opinion, at this point, I think very decently well how to play your class, and like a person who knows how to play Kain, I think they're having a lot of fun and enjoying this class a lot.
Yeah.
Both in the mobbing and bossing. So for 260 plus, I'm like for like 200 260, I'm more for like broader audience of like what a different type of player experiences on this class. But for 260 plus, I'm rating it based off of the fact that you are specialists in this class already. Like you know how this class functions. And I think for that audience, I will definitely argue for a 9.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Party bossing. I mean, this is one of the premier DPS slots that you want in your party. Like this is another 9 for me easily. I believe it doesn't offer support, right? Like straight up.
It does not offer support.
Yeah, no support.
It kind of does.
It does, but it gives it. So the hyper skill it has. It basically makes a small clone of your skill on your. You give your party member like the ability to do a mock mini version of the Death Plus thing, basically.
Okay.
Yeah,
And it
there-
shows up in their BA too, not
Just
your
like a
BA.
shittier Echo.
Yeah.
like yeah, I noticed that when I partied with the Kain one time, like I saw a skill I never recognized in my BA. I'm like, what the hell is that?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a premier party boss comp. 90 and 3 minute cooldown. A 90-second and 3 minute cooldown fits into the party very, very well. And it's the 90-second is very important as well, because there's a lot of times where you need that extra chip and you all time your 90-second cooldowns together. Like, that's very important. And it has that. It's not like Mercedes, where the Mercedes 90-second cooldown is the donkey, like the unicorn. So like, it's like whatever, you know what I mean? But this has a valid 90-second. It's like Haido with Zonko.
Yeah.
So it's really, really good. Another 90, another 9 for me easily. Premier party bossing slot. Like, very ideal to have a Kain in your party.
Yeah.
What's like? Okay, I guess if we didn't give Mercedes 10, then there's no we can give Kain 10 too, right?
No, it's not 10. It's not 10. 10 is very specifically a
I mean,
very
10
select
you need to
class that
have
in my
like.
mind.
10 is basically like you're the best. Like, if you like, this is like the top pick in your party, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like when you think about like party comps, like that's like the first, even for like the no experience player, like a very new player, that's like that class pops up in our mind. Type beat.
Okay. That's fair.
Like, it has to be very apparently and bluntly just good.
Yeah.
I-
Solo
I-
bossing. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, yeah. On the point of solo bossing, I wanted to say that this is like AB but cracked.
Yeah, it is. It's literally
Yeah.
like AB but cracked, because AB is like 60-second and 2 minute. This is just like amped up. It's 90-second and
it's a
3 minute,
scaled up version of
and
AB.
it's just stronger too, and it's just straight up stronger. So like,
It's a scaled up version of AB.
So the solo bossing is really good on this class as well, straight up.
Yeah.
It's got the damage to back it up. Got the low cooldowns to get good clear times. Really good survivability. Really good movement. Bro, what else do you want? Like, it's
do
off
think-
burst doesn't fall off as hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and technically you have a 90-second burst, and a lot of times that 90-second burst can get you out of the boss. That saves you a big burst. That's just something that, you know, the pure 3-minute burst classes don't have.
Yeah, exactly.
And
That's a really good point.
One thing I've been doing for my boss build is that you can also do this thing where like you can play yourself at 2-minute class too if you want to, because
Yeah,
you can
could.
just burst based on vicious shot as well. That's also an option that you have. Oh, I forgot this class also have a self door.
What?
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, 'cause it's
all
Nova?
classes has a self door.
Oh, yeah, 'cause it's
Yeah.
Nova.
Let me
Okay,
correct
yeah.
myself.
I was about to say, I'm like, what the? You're right. It's a Nova.
Yeah.
Something I wanted to ask is like, this class is 90 180. So does it swap to weapon jump or no? Like, what's the efficiency of weapon jump on this character?
I actually don't know, but I don't see why you wouldn't be able to. Like, you might as well.
I think you should just change, because the reason being that your 90-second is still a very big it's a very big spike on your damage, because although this off burst is like better than Merc, but it's still not that great of off burst.
Okay.
It's still a very burst oriented class. So I think it's still just off of my understanding, I think it's worth to swap to weapon jump.
Okay.
But a lot of times people just perm roar though. Like,
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
how it is. You know how it is.
But I also feel like for some classes, like you don't want to like Shadower and Dual Blade. Like I feel for those 90 classes, you don't want to perm roll.
Oh yeah.
Well,
So I was wondering.
Because
I
Shadow's
thought
damage
Kain was, like,
distribution is a lot more even, though.
Yeah, Shad and DB's off burst is significantly higher than Kain. Kain is very much.
Kain
You
spikes
see the
up
spike on 90 and
180.
180.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, one other thing though I want to call out is the reason I sometimes start doing like playing as 2-minute is because the issue that Tommy talked about with DB, because Dragon Burst, like basically this class's Blade Tempest, playing that on 90 can feel like shit sometimes.
Mhm.
Blade key down skills, using key down skills when the boss is not bound, it's not a very good feeling.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think something to point out though is that while those two skills are really similar, Kain has a way better quality of life on it because the
100%.
the key down is the purpose of the key down outside of it does do like an okay amount of damage, but from what I understand is like it applies stacks.
Yeah, you can. You have other options.
Once the stacks are full, it just automatically cancels the key down already, doesn't it, or something?
No. You have to manually stop. But
okay.
What you can do is that if you feel unsafe to do your 90, like do your dragon burst, while the boss is unbound, you can stack up the stacks with your other like DPM skills and still use the blitz.
Yeah,
like the other 90 seconds
poison sting or whatever it's called.
That's the meaty part of your 90-second burst damage.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That thing's like pseudo sonic blow.
The hitbox is bigger too on this class.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's similar key down, but like Kain has like a better quality life on it.
You guys want to know the scariest part of this class though?
Death Blessing isn't boosted.
Death Blessing is still not having last mastery.
And it boosted in Hexa, yeah. Which is like their main thing. So if they get that shit boosted, like they're gonna be so much stronger than everybody else.
Yep.
I mean, this is 9 or 8 for me.
I think it does feel better than Mercedes in a solo scenario just because it has the option of like that. It has that. The burst is more. Well, in this case, it's modular, right? Because you can burst every 90 seconds instead of every 180 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Gets you out of bosses quicker in some scenarios, and off bursts in general is just slightly better. Oh yeah, and dark side.
Yep,
something that I wanted to ask is that, like, because it's a 3-minute class, like, how do 3-minute archers use lethal strike?
Normally, they just use lethal strike normally. Well, the Kain party ways is for stick hallows, so obviously that you time it normally. Other than that, I have no idea. But I'm guessing the answer will be same way as Mercedes.
Because I noticed that when I have lethal strike on like my 2-minute archers, is like, you know, it usually comes up in like around the same time. But like if you're a 3-minute class, like how does that work?
It's in the 30 seconds anyway. So
the duration?
No, the cooldown on lethal.
I'm gonna check. 100 crit rate for 10 seconds. Every 1,000th attack. Activate once every 60 seconds. Yeah. If you fail to count it, you have to do it within 30 seconds. Okay.
Yeah. So 60-second common denominator of 120, 180 works both ways.
Okay. I see.
One very annoying part though, Kain Link is better for 2-minute class than 3-minute class, but Kain himself is a 3-minute class.
Yeah,
it's so weird.
Also true.
And Vicious Shaw, obviously.
Yeah,
I think 9 makes sense just because it's 90-second burst is like more significant, and it allows you to like save yourself a burst, unlike Mercedes, where you might just have to bite the bullet.
Mercedes has 90-second too. The donkey.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, it's not significant. At all.
No, something I don't think we talked about this for Mercedes, but the donkey is like, while it is for your mini burst, like I think if you're on it too long, it fucks your big burst, right? Because
yes. You
as soon as your Call's Wrath is done, you instantly dismount.
Yeah, because that you cannot use a certain combo skills on the donkey.
Yeah, it restricts some of the skills. You can't use them. Like you can't use Leap Tornado. Yeah. Okay, let's move on to the learning curve. I think it has a higher one than most classes. You're probably gonna look up a video, most likely.
You will have to look up video. Yeah.
Is it harder than Mercedes though?
I personally don't think so.
Like, yeah, I think it's 6 or 5, right?
Mercedes,
I think 6.
The thing about Mercedes is that you have to constantly be comboing the right way, but I think for Kain, there's only there's only the concept of optimal burst combos. Like off burst, you can combo whatever the fuck, however the fuck you want.
Mm-hmm.
Like whatever way is convenient to you, and whatever way you want to do. So as long as you do your burst correctly, then 30-second burst, not just the reward burst. As long as you do a 30-second burst correctly, that's the most amount of learning that you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So it should be easier than Mercedes. Actually, in fact, I play both of that. It's easier than Mercedes.
I think it's definitely easier than Mercedes for sure.
But you're still doing reading though.
Yeah. So I think
like,
6.
Yeah, 5 to 6. 6 is fine. I'm fine with 6.
I think it's probably like a 6.
Yeah.
All right, what do we think of its origin? Personally, it might be a hot take. I actually don't like this origin.
Edgelord.
I don't like it because nothing's happening. He's literally standing there in like a storm or something.
Nah, no. There's aura to this, bro.
Okay,
I can hear him saying it's over.
There's aura, like, but there's nothing happening. Like, he's literally standing there and just looking at you. Like, he's not shooting anything. There's no dragons. There's no nothing.
I can hear him say, "Here I come." Like,
bro, this is like some like Sasuke type B shit, like nonsense. I was like, I don't like this shit.
Nah, I like it because the thing is, you guys looking at it just the cutscene, but after the cutscene, it's just a fucking.
Oh, the lightning are sick. Those lightnings are sick. There's a lightning of fucking.
Exactly.
Sick.
It's just fucking.
But we're
God of War smiting him down, like smiting the boss down.
Like, and I won't watch this anymore.
Wait, but I thought we were just rating the cutscene though. The cutscene is ass.
Yeah, I don't like the cutscene.
No, but the cutscene is like the fucking like it's the setup to what happens next. Like, you know,
That's
true. Think about like Bowmaster.
Sure.
Like the setup for Bowmaster is like, oh, shoot arrow in air, and then it starts raining arrows. But
okay, yeah, Bowmaster is also like the after effect is way cooler than the cutscene. I'll give it that as well.
Like fucking King's like, oh, duh. Like, come on now.
Those linings are really sick. Those linings are really cool.
I asked.
I asked. It's a good origin.
All
it's
right,
like
fine,
it's like
good.
this in this case, unironically, less is more.
That's true.
Unironically.
That's true. That's actually true. That's a good point.
I think ending animations is one of his I think that's his hyper's animation as well.
Should we use it?
I think so. It looks very similar.
Chills.
Mm-hmm. All right. Anyways,
All right.
time
final question, guys.
What is the
best best? Oh, yeah. We'll start with the best, and what's the worst? You guys all have it in mind?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna say 3, 2, 1, go, and then we're all gonna say it after go. Okay. You guys ready?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Best one or worst one?
Wait, Tommy's still thinking. No, best one first. After I say go. Okay.
I actually need to think about this.
Okay. Think about it. Think about it.
Sorry. Like.
It's very easy for me. This one's like the easiest one for me so far.
I have 2 options, so I'm willing to hear you guys out. But I'm gonna say 1.
This is the easiest one for me by so far up to this point.
Okay, yeah, I'm ready.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go. Kain.
Pathfinder.
Phil didn't say anything.
I said Kain.
Okay, so me and Phil say Kain, and Tommy says Pathfinder. My second option was Pathfinder, though.
Oh, same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mercedes is not top 2 for me. I like if I
No,
were
it's not Mercedes.
myself, yeah, I would choose Pathfinder.
I'm happy none of us thought Mercedes. So the reason, okay. So I'll start with Kain. The reason why I think Kain is the best is, what's the worst part of it, right? The 200 to 260 is the worst, but it's not that bad. Like, it's 6, right? It's not like to the point where like people are gonna play it and they're gonna quit. Like, sure, there's some little things you're gonna have to learn, but like, you'll get past it, and then everything after that is like top tier. Like from Grandis plus training to your Hexa, even your future Hexa games. You know what I mean? Like future things coming out. You have like a lot to look forward to. Your party bossing, you're gonna want to be put in every single boss. And every party's gonna want to have you. Your solo bossing, you're gonna perform and you're gonna do so much damage in all of them. That's why I think it's so good. But I definitely see how PF, because PF you have a really good experience playing it as well. You're still gonna be wanted in parties. Your early game experience is the best one out of all the archers, straight up. Like you're gonna love this game. You're gonna have fun on the game, like straight up, which is very important. But Kain just, like, the further you get into the game, Kain feels better. That's what it is for me. So
I agree.
You want to see something first, Phil?
Oh,
why you chose Kain? Or you just agree with everything what
I mean,
Duky
I've
said?
been Kain Dick Rider for the past two. Well, I showcased my Kain boss build like 2 years ago, I'm pretty sure, on the stream.
Okay.
I've been liking this shit since it came out, so
I think just because of like what I value about these classes, and just given my history of what I think is the best, I chose AB for pirates. I chose Dawn War for warriors. Like it makes sense that I want to pick Pathfinder, right? Just because you guys understand like what I value. Like the entire encompassing experience of Pathfinder is generally a good one. Not only that, I personally feel like Pathfinder is a class that is more appealing to everyone, but I feel like Kain's not for everyone. That's how I feel.
That's true. That's true. Kain's definitely not for everyone, even just aesthetic wise.
My personal favoritism definitely play a big role here.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's why I said PF is my number 2. Like both me and Phil both said PF's number 2, so it's like I get it. Like I definitely see what you're seeing as well.
My number 2 is also going to be Kain.
Yeah, that's funny. So it's like we have 2 number 1s for Kain, and 1 number 2 for Kain, and we have 2 number 2s for PF and 1 number 1 for PF. Just funny.
I have a feeling if you make this a vote, I think Merc will win the popular vote though.
I mean, if this is a public vote, they're gonna vote Merc just because of the amount of glaze Merc gets. You know what I mean? But the thing is, like, because a lot of people are conditioned just to think in terms of like burst, right? But this isn't like a tier list on burst. This is an analysis of like your experience playing the entire class, playing MapleStory on this class, essentially, right?
Yeah.
And I agree that PF, like, you're gonna have a good experience, but for me, I value that the further you get into the game, the experience just gets better and better and better and better more. That's just the way I see things. But I mean, we've had this conversation about previous classes before, like, so I mean, I'm okay with PF being number 1 as well. Like, I'm perfectly okay with that. I think it's super close between Kain and PF. Like, both of these I would be okay with number 1.
Cool.
Which one has better longevity? Definitely Kain. Like I said before, Kain gets better and better and better the more you get deeper into the game, because it's just so strong, and its future hexa gains are like promising, like in terms of 6 job. But PF, like as an overall MapleStory experience, like playing PF from start to end game is always good, right? Like you're always good, especially for newer players. Like you're really gonna like Pathfinder. Like I don't think I know anybody who started this game, played PF, and they hated it. Like they all really liked it. It's a nice MapleStory experience. It's the same on Kain though. I think this one's closer than all the other ones we've done, straight up.
So are we giving it to Kain?
You want to give it a chat vote? Low key.
I mean, I don't know. We all have like similar line of thinking between Kain Kain and Pathfinder.
Mhm.
I'm just saying maybe we just give it to Kain because you guys both put Kain as your number one. But Phil
okay
did
with
say
that.
he's a little bit biased though.
I mean, that's the whole point. I mean, we're all biased to our own, like,
Yeah.
we're all biased to our
Kane's
own,
definitely
like.
my personal bias though.
All right, I'm gonna do a poll and we'll see what they say. This isn't determining the result. Kain or PF, number one archer. Kain, PF.
I think I feel like we should
Put in your votes. Put in your votes.
we should expose these Kains. Like, this is a good class. People need to start playing it, and they need to nerf it. Just kidding.
True.
Okay.
Yeah, more people need to realize this is just an innate broken class. Like,
Why not Merc? So the reason why I don't think, as an overall MapleStory experience, right? I want to stress that a lot. As an overall MapleStory experience, from the moment you make your account to the moment you hit endgame, everything combined all together, the reason I don't think Mercedes has that is because it just suffers too much in the early game. IMO. I think Mercedes is definitely one of those classes that somebody can start playing it and they'll quit.
Yeah, I don't think
Because of how
Mercedes is for
annoying it is.
everyone.
I will say, Merc's definitely, like, probably not just amongst archers. Merc is one of the highest roar bursts in the entire game, like pure burst wise speaking. Like, it's very easy to see, but it's also very clear that this class, playing this class, you're making a lot of, like, compromises and sacrifices for what you're getting from the burst. And as a well-rounded class, like, if we're rating on best, which means, like, you have to factor in, like, multiple things, not just, like, one trick pony, right? Actually, it's literally riding a pony, but yeah, in that sense, I think, you know, we just value PF and Kain higher.
I think what I will say though, I think even in a party scenario, I think, like, how much more damage do you think a Kain really does than a Pathfinder? Like, does it do more damage than what the Pathfinder can provide in terms of the? Because you said it gives 27 crit damage for. That's 27 crit damage for 5 other people. Like, is this what?
Funny, but yeah.
This might
I
be.
think Kane's damage is significantly higher, to be honest.
Yeah, Kane's damage is actually significantly higher.
Okay. Because I feel like when I see Pathfinder
over a PF every time.
It's because, like, Pathfinder not only does, you know, it's a DPS slot, but also, like, provide. It's like a shadower, you know. It's not only does it provide the crit damage for everyone, but its damage itself isn't, like, terrible. It's condensed burst
Like,
too, archer.
It's like Pathfinder's damage is, like, above average, like, serviceable level, and Kane's, like, top of the top exceptional damage.
Yeah, I agree. Only endgame party play matters. IMO. Mid game is like 2 months max. Bro, I hate that take so much, bro. It's so out of touch. It's just so out of touch with, like, the overall MapleStory experience. You know what I mean? Like, that's not what we're talking about. We're not talking about endgame only shit. We're talking about everything. Like, the entire MapleStory experience.
Wait, so what was the poll result?
Kain, like, overwhelmingly Kain.
Okay,
Like, almost everyone voted that shit.
All right. Worst.
Okay.
This is an easy one. This is a very easy one.
Oh, okay. So we'll do Kain is the best. Oh, I spelled that wrong. And then the worst. Wait, let me look at them. Okay. Let's
Bro,
3, 2,
really
1,
said
go again.
he needed to look at it.
Dude, because I forgot what the classes were.
Shit is hard to forget.
3, 2, 1, go. Wild Hunter.
It's very clear. This class needs to be reworked. It's way too outdated.
It's outdated. It's clunky. It's, I don't know, man.
It's easily the worst. Like, there's only, like, one hyper specific scenario where it's really good, and then everything else is just not ideal.
Think about it this way.
Or you're Selenic.
Selenic is the
Yeah,
only
but-
Wild
yeah, but-
Hunter to ever escape Zakam, dude.
Yeah, but even Selenic, you know what I mean? It's like, what did he have to do to like even clear X-Calus? It's like you had to get like a
That's true.
specific, very specific comp that was really good for archers, and you have to have like Giga Gear. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's
Full
just
double
not
prime,
realistic. Like you're never
triple
gonna hit that.
T6.
But
10K
in his
Legion.
I will argue though, in his party, he's very hard to replace. Like you
Yeah,
can't just
obviously.
replace with another DPS class and get better result. I don't believe that's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. Well,
It's-
this was.
it's- It's the
Easy.
worst archer too for like the most unfortunate reason too.
Mm-hmm.
Like a quality life patch, don't even touch its damage numbers. Already like 10 times better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They just need to streamline it a lot more. Like get rid of a lot of old concepts that's not necessary anymore. Like simplify the class. And,
Combine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Fuse a lot of the Jaguar skills, make it so there's only like 3 buttons.
Yeah. This class just straight up needs a like a
And
rework.
get rid of the other 2 summons, or like make them actually like modern. Or not punishing to not use or some shit like that. I don't know.
I mean that's about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm hungry. I need to eat food.
Yeah. Well,
Honestly.
thank you both of you for making this video. Obviously, you guys should check out Sonto's channel, linked in the description and in the stream title. You could just click it, the blue Sonto. You could literally click it and watch his videos. He has good videos as well. So make sure you check it out. Phil works for me for free, against his will, and you can't find any information about him even if you try. So don't even think about it, and don't ask about it either. Other than that, though, if you enjoyed the video, obviously subscribe, not only to me, but to Tummy as well. And share the video and tell them that Wild Hunter is shit.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Anyways, have a great day, and thank you for watching. Shout out to my members: Blazefire, Shooms, Uju, Shagad, Ravi Espa, Koga, Pabo, Piconir, Jesse B, Dante Victory, ZatsMS, CK, Assassin510, and Prellman. I appreciate you guys so much. And shout out to all the wonderful fan art. It's so sick, and thank you for sending it.